Yeah. What's happening with it? Y'all tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. Dago talking that boxing again. Yeah. When you come in the building, let me know you're in the building. Jump in the comment section. Let me know you're in the building. What's happening with it? My man Big Ray in the building. What it do? Specs in the building. What's happening with it? DP Rocker. Dub right side. What it do? Like I said, when y'all come in the building, jump in the comments. Let me know you're in the building. Aiden in the building. What's happening with you? Let's see. Hosanna in the building. What's happening with you? Five Boxing fan. What it do? Rachel Richardson. Salute to you, Queen. And like I said, we about to cook today. We got a lot to cook on, a lot to talk about. So when you come in the building, jump in the comments. Let me know you're in the building. Michael Ray, what's happening with you? G.A. Peach, salute to you, Queen. Happy Friday to you, too. So, yeah, let's get it cooking. Cali Fire in the building. What's happening with it? A lot been going on in boxing. Nick J, what's going on with it, Queen? A lot has been going on in boxing. A lot I'm going to talk about today. We definitely going to cook. So like I said, just tap in with me. Jump in the comments. Let me know you're in the building. And we definitely going to cook today. Definitely. Brian Branch, what's happening with it? What it do? Rolly, I was just watching Rolly weigh in, We got Rolly, he fighting a motherfucker that's about 58 years old. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where they found this big dude, this big eared motherfucker from. But Rolly, he finna fight a cat that's he gotta be at least 58. Yeah. Jamel Beats, what's happening with it? Yeah, let's look at Rolly's opponent real quick, man. If this dude ain't 58 years old, I don't know for real. I'm gonna go to the weigh-in. Hold on. Let me see if I could pull it up. We're gonna start off with a little comedy. First, I'm gonna pull his box rec up real quick, and I want to see what age they got this dude listed at. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what age this dude is lying and saying he is. Ain't no damn way. Okay. Ismael Barroso. Okay. This man say he's 40 years old. They got him listed as 40 years old. He's from Venezuela. He took about 20 years off of his birth certificate age. Ain't no damn way this dude is 40 years old. Now, we all gonna look at him. We gonna look at Mr. Ishmael. And like I said, when y'all come in, jump in the comments. Let me know that y'all in the building. Georgia P say he 40 plus 10. I say he 40 plus 20. This motherfucker old. Watch. I'm gonna pull him up for y'all. I'm trying to see if let me see if this browser let me pull him up. Sometimes it will, sometimes it be acting funny. I'm gonna try to pull up the press conference. Hold on, real quick, y'all. I'm gonna share the screen with the press conference. That ain't it. Here we go. Hold on. But we got a lot to cook on. So like I said, jump in. Let me know y'all in the building, and we gonna cook up today. I just had to chop it up about this real quick because I was watching this press conference and I said, man, who the hell they got Rolly fighting? Let me see. Here we go, right here. There we go.
From the weight limit on this one.
Okay, bet. Here we go, right here. This down. Go back over here. Hopefully it let me share the screen with y'all. Here it is, yup. Bam. Ah, damn, I messed up. Shit. Now it's gonna mess up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me switch over, make sure y'all can see it. Come on, man. Look at the side. Come on, man. Come on. Look at this. The side of his face is 60. He's showing 60 on the side of his face. Ain't no way they got Rolly fighting a 60-year-old man. Look at this. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I want to zoom it in so y'all can see it better.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed.
Come on, you gonna tell me this dude ain't all of 60 years old? Come on, man. Yeah, they gotta do better than that. You gonna tell me this dude ain't 60 years old? What? Pull up your phone and look at dude right here. They gotta do better than that. Come on. Nah, just go to my live. Come on, man. And they got Rolly fighting a 60-year-old man, and he talking about, oh man, I respect him, I respect my elders, so I ain't gonna talk shit to him. Yeah, he old enough to be your granddaddy. And my man Aiden in that super chat, man, I appreciate you coming through, showing love and support to the channel. Come on, man. This dude ain't 60 years old. Come on. Man. Hey, A1 Hoops on. What it do? Salute. Big Black, what's happening with it? Yeah, man, this dude is every bit of 60 years old. Southwest Dice, what's happening with it? Nick J say the crazy part is I'm not sure that Rolly wins. If Rolly go in here and get his ass knocked out by 60 years, because that's the only way he gonna lose, right? Is he get knocked out. If he go in here and get knocked out by this 60-year-old man, and yeah, I'm calling him 60 because he look every bit of 60. His body even look like he's 60. You know when Hulk Hogan and them and shit, when they used to be swole back in the day and their muscles get flabby, he built like them. He's 60. So if he get whooped by this 60-year-old man, it's going to get real, real bad for Rolly. Rolly might as well just duck and hide and not ever come out. Real talk. So that's what we got to look forward to this weekend. We're going to see Rolly get in the ring with a 60-year-old man from Venezuela. that lied on his birth certificate. But I got to give it up to him because he's 60 and he's still training and he's still fighting. So they got to mean something. He needs to be doing exhibitions with Julio Cesar Chavez and them. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be doing exhibitions with Evander Holyfield because they came up around the same time. He came up with Julio Cesar Chavez and motherfucking and Holyfield in them. Yeah. But let's go ahead and move on. Let me go ahead and get off this screen. Hold on. Let me see. Let me back up off this screen. And we back. Big Dose, what's happening with it? Oh, shit. What it do? Another thing I want to talk about, right? Jay Cooley, what's happening with it? I see you in the building. Another thing I want to cook on, right, is I hear a lot of people shitting on Regis Prograis. You know what I'm talking about? And my man Big Ray in that Cash App, man, I appreciate you, man. Much love to you, man. Another thing I want to talk about, right, is I see a lot of people been shitting on my man Regis Prograis, right? Why didn't Regis go sign with Top Rank? Why didn't Regis sign with the PBC? All of the smoke is at Top Rank in the PBC. Why did Regis Prograis sign with Eddie Hearn? Everybody shitting on him. Like, man, we didn't want him to sign with Eddie Hearn. Why did he sign with Matchroom? He's ducking. Big Ray just came in here and said he's ducking, right? And I'm going to keep it 100, right? When I first seen that Regis Prograis signed with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, I was like, why the fuck would he do that? You know, I was like, man, anybody but Matchroom. But then he explained his situation, and I felt where he was coming from, right? I'm not one of these channels that bang boxing fucking promotional networks and all of that, right? I don't really care if you with PBC. I don't care if you with Top Rank or if you with DAZN, right? To me, it's about who putting on the best fights. You feel me? I don't really care. Like, if you really, really want to get down to the nitty gritty of the situation, right? A lot of boxing fans and a lot of YouTube content creators, and they got their certain, they got their certain promoters that they rock with, and they certain, PBC. You got one group, they PBC everything. Then you got another group, they Top Rank everything. Then you got another group, they fuck with Matchroom or whatever, Eddie Hearn. And I'm not about that. I don't really care. I got my griefs with all of them. I don't like how PBC do a lot of their up and coming. And you know what's real funny, right? And I hate to make this shit racial, but let's just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do always. Listening, right? Because sometimes I go around and I like to hear what other channels say that don't look like me. You know what I'm saying? I go to certain Hispanic channels every once in a blue moon. I just want to hear what they got to say, right? I go to, it ain't really too many white channels that I can find, but I'll go to them. But when you find them, they always shitting on the PBC, right? And we know why they shitting on the PBC, right? They shitting on the PBC because to them, it's ran by Al Heyman and black. And when they hear PBC, they think black fighters. And all of a sudden, they're against that. They want to talk shit about that, right? But the reality of it is when you talk about PBC, when you really look at it, right? They actually promote more Mexican fighters than anything. So them motherfuckers, a lot of y'all that be on that, oh, we hate PBC, and we know why y'all on that shit because y'all look at PBC and think, oh, the black fighters over there on PBC. PBC actually promote the Mexican fighters more than they do the black fighters. And they actually promote them better. A lot of their black fighters, I don't agree with how PBC do with a lot of their black fighters because they sit them on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? They sit them on the shelf. But when you look at the undercards, you see more Mexican fighters. You see more Mexican fighters on PBC fighting a lot more often than a lot of these black fighters. So a lot of y'all motherfuckers sound stupid, right? Then I'm going to talk about my people. My people, they rooting for the PBC and PBC this and PBC that and PBC everything. Because we think that PBC and we see, okay, that's the black, that PBC is for us. That's the black fighters. When that's actually some bullshit too, because like I said, they promote more Mexican fighters than anything. And they got your black fighters that you think that you're rooting for, they got them sitting on the shelf. So that's one thing that I don't like about PBC, right? But then you got Top Rank. It's things I don't like about Top Rank, right? And then you got Matchroom, Eddie Hearn and DAZN. It's things I don't like about them either, right? One thing I don't like about Matchroom and DAZN and them over there is because they put on mostly every Saturday, they got about 50 different fucking fighters and 50 different fights, 25 different fights, and all of them fucking UK bums that you ain't never heard of. And that shit be boring as hell. Real talk. And most of the fights that they put on be some fucking trash. They put on good events, you know what I'm saying, every now and then, but most of the shit be some trash. So that's what I don't like about them. So, with all that being said, right, I'm not, Jason, I'm not really worried about them monetizing me for this live stream. If y'all gonna support me in the Cash App or the Super Chat, that's fine. Whatever I'm not really worried about that. But, so moving forward, the reason I'm saying all of this is because, like I said, getting back to Regis' program, I've seen a lot of people like kind of network banging and shit. It's something wrong with all of these networks if you break it down, or promotional companies or whatever you want to say. They all do fucked up business, right, in their own way when you really look at it. That's why I don't rock. I'm just about who putting on what fights at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? This week it might be Top Rank. The next week it might be PBC. The next week it might be fucking Matchroom or DAZN. So that all that don't really matter to me. Doug Rightside, what's happening with it? So he said, and salute to my man Doug Rightside in that super chat. He says, salute fam. Coach cussing everyone out saying Regis is ducking. RIP to Coach. Definitely RIP to Coach, man. And you know, and continue to pray for his wife, Lania. And, you know, hey, he in a better place now. He in a better place than we are. I'll tell you that. But that's a whole different story in itself. But back to what I was saying, right? Like my man Doug Rice, I was saying, everybody talking about Regis is ducking and Regis calling out all of these fighters and he ducking them, right? But when I listen to Regis break it down, he's like, okay, right? First of all, people got to understand that Regis program, he was with Top Rank for a while. And when he was with Top Rank, he was begging for fights that they wouldn't give him. They wouldn't promoting him well at all at Top Rank, right? So he eventually left Top Rank. Now, I don't know if he was ever with the PBC. I really don't remember Regis ever been with the PBC. If I'm wrong, one of y'all can correct me, right? But he was with Top Rank already, right? Now, he's talking about, they saying, okay, he can go to Top Rank and he can fight Jose Ramirez. Well, no. And like he said, I can't fight Jose Ramirez because we've tried to get that fight with Jose Ramirez several times on a whole lot of different occasions, right? And Jose Ramirez, he's proved that he just does not want to fight me. So why would I go over to Top Rank for a Jose Ramirez fight when he's already shown that he's not going to fight me? We had purse bids. We had all type of shit to get a Jose Ramirez fight. And it just never panned out because he backed out every time. He refused to fight me. Also, he says, Jose Ramirez, he only got one fight left on Top Rank. So I don't even know if Jose Ramirez is going to sign back with Top Rank. Then they say, well, you got Teofimo Lopez. Well, how am I supposed to get a fight with Teofimo Lopez when Teofimo Lopez is coming out doing videos saying that he's not going to fuck with Top Rank at ESPN no more? He's leaving after his fight with Josh Taylor. And also, Josh Taylor going to beat the dog shit out of Teofimo Lopez. Come on now. Josh Taylor finna beat the dog shit out of Teofimo Lopez, so that shit ain't going to be on the table, right? Then he says, well, then you got Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, he's not going to be under contract with Top Rank either. So he said, I could sign with Top Rank, but the big names over there, why would I sign with them when I'm probably not even going to be able to fight them? Then he says, he didn't talk about the PBC, but one guy at the PBC that was at the PBC, that's now a free agent, is Subriel Matisse, right? He spoke on Subriel Matisse. He says, look, he says, now, the fight that I want, that people say that I'm ducking, I want Subriel Matisse. He says that is a unification bout, and I believe that's the fight that I can get over there on DAZN with Matchroom. He says because Matisse has been talking to Matchroom, and Matisse, it looks like that he might sign with Matchroom also. So that's a unification bout. He says also, right, Eddie Hearn gave me a better deal. He says the deal with Eddie Hearn is kind of like something like what Devin Haney had. We working together, right? I get to pick who I want on my fight cards. Also, he said I'm already set up for 3. I'm going to be having 3 fights in less than 10, 11 months. So for some reason, if Eddie Hearn can't get me those fights that I promised, at least for one, I'm still active because in the contract, I got about 3 fights in 10 or 11 months. So I'm getting paid. I'm not sitting on the shelf. You go to PBC, he's going to sit on the shelf. If he get one fight with PBC, he ain't going to get another fight until a year out. So why the fuck would I sit on the shelf and just wait? We know if he goes to PBC, for everybody that wanted to see him at PBC, we know say he had went to PBC, right? They're not going to put him in a big fight right off the rip. They're going to put him in with, a C-level fighter. And then what they going to do? They're going to send him on the fucking bench for a year, and then we'll see him fight sometime in 2024. Let's keep it 100. Let's stop with the bullshit. Motherfuckers just come on here, do live streams, make videos, and just run their mouth without even thinking. So you get one fight with PBC with a C-level fighter, and then they gonna sit you on the motherfucking sideline. Then you gotta wait to 2024 with your fingers crossed and hope you get a big fight. But I'm over here with Matchroom, and I'm already fighting. I already got 3 fights in 10 months. If Eddie Hearn don't get me the big fights that I want, well, you know what? When 2024 come, early in 2024, I'm already out of my contract, and I'm a free agent again with a strap. So to me, it was a no-brainer. Now with Top Rank, he's like, okay, with Top Rank, let's talk about Top Rank. With Top Rank, I believe they was offering him a 4-fight deal, right? 4 fights. Now what Top Rank does, they offer you 4 fights, but they don't have the amount of years on there. So you locked into a deal with Top Rank, right? Let's say you locked in for 2 years, 3 years. They got to give you those 4 fights, but it's not contracted in the time span, right? So you over there with Top Rank, you dealing with a promotional company that you already dealt with, that you had problems with before. Now you go back and you lock yourself into a long-term contract. Not only that, he says that in the contract, they have a minimum that you can make and a maximum that you can make. So it was a ceiling on the contract. And he says, usually you're dealing with Bob Arum and you're dealing with Top Rank, you're going to get the minimum. Regis Prograis don't have a huge name. So how's he going to get a maximum in a contract if they have a ceiling on him to where he only gets it's a minimum where they say, okay, if you fight, no matter who you fight, you got to get at least this. But this is the maximum you can ever get in the fight. So he says, no matter how big the fight was, it was a ceiling on how much he can make over there. He said, but with Eddie Hearn, he has to bet on himself. He says there's no ceiling. Right? They didn't put okay, you only can make this much, it don't matter who you fight. And he knows that he's going to be active, so whether he gets the fights that he wants or not, he's going to be getting a bag. So everybody making these videos shitting on Regis Prograis, are y'all going to pay his motherfucking bills if he's sitting on the shelf? Just asking. Are y'all going to feed his kids? So at the end of the day, it's only, it's a deal that's less than a year. And to me, he made a great decision because all those other situations was a bunch of what ifs. And well, I hope I get a fight with Josh Taylor, but I don't even know if Josh Taylor gonna stay at I don't even know if Josh Taylor gonna be with them. Or I hope I get a fight with Josh Taylor, but as far as I know, Josh Taylor gonna beat Teofimo Lopez and move up to 147 pounds. You ain't getting no fight with Devin Haney so Devin Haney don't even know what he gonna do, you know what I'm saying, after and if he beats Vasyl Lomachenko. He don't even know if he gonna be with Top Rank. We don't know. So, like I said, he made the best decision for himself right now. He don't have a whole lot of time to be wasting and sitting on the shelf, not getting no paychecks. So that's how I feel about that situation. So anyway, and I might drop some links in the end, you know what I'm saying? I might drop some links and we could cook. I got a little bit of time, so I ain't been on here in a while. But let me read some of y'all comments. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comment section. Kawhi Elliott, salute. Big Neezy says Regis fought on Tank undercard after he lost to Josh Taylor on PBC. Okay, so he did fight on the PBC card before. Yeah, but I ain't never saw them promoting Regis Prograis. You know what I'm saying? If he was under PBC, for me, the fact that I even have to ask, did he ever fight under PBC? That lets you know everything that you need to know right there. My man Kawhi Elliott said he got Taylor stopping T.O. Me too. Millie Mills says, facts, Mexican versus blacks showdowns will always sell. Look at Floyd versus Oscar, Tank versus Ryan, etc. Yeah, promoting Mexican boxers make big business. That's just what they decide to do. You know what I'm saying? It just depends what Mexican fighter it is. Just like it depends what black fighter it is. But all of this, shit that people got, they running with like, oh, PBC is the black fighter network. No, it ain't. They ride with the Mexicans more than they do the blacks. And like I said, you got black people that think that retarded ass shit, and you got Hispanic people that think that retarded ass shit, and you got white people, boxing fans, that think that. So it's not just one ethnicity of that thinks that. And we got to stop looking at it like that, because that ain't what it is. All of these promoters, they all about the bottom line, and that's the dollar. Real talk. And like PBC, they see that the Mexican fan base is going to pay more to see their fighters. So they cater more to the Mexican fan base. That's just is what it is. So PBC ain't no fucking black, for the black fighters. Now, when they first came out, when they was like on Spike TV and I believe they was on NBC and, when they first came out, then they was promoting the black fighters like that. But they ain't doing that. They stopped doing that shit a long time ago. So, y'all got it twisted. Money, what's happening with it, my brother? What it do? KG said, there you go. He said, there you go, talking that boxing again. He says, what's good with it, Big Key? Salute to everybody in the chat. And Diana, what's going on with it, Queen? Salute to you. Yeah. So, but moving along. I just had to get, I wanted to chop it up about that because I see everybody running around shitting on Regis Prograis, acting like he a duck. My man, loyal to the game, boxing talk. What it do? Big dose. He says that's probably because they want Regis to fight Godzilla like AB said. Nah. It's just they not, Regis is not finna go over there to PBC and let them, give him one fight and then sit on the motherfucking bench for a year. Let's stop. Let's just keep it 100, right? I'm not finna come over here and do none of that bullshit with y'all. Let's stop acting like PBC don't be putting these black fighters on the shelf and having them give them one fight and then make them sit down. It is what it is. Not all of them, but the majority of them. And Regis Prograis, he definitely will be getting one fight and sit on the bench. Because like I said, his name he don't have a huge name like that. I don't know why. Because a lot of the decisions that he's made, I don't know what decisions that he made business-wise, but some of it could be because of him, but it is what it is. We can't change that now. All he can do is do what's best for him and his career now at the age of, I believe he like 34. And my man KG in that Cash App, man, I appreciate you, man. Salute to you coming through, showing love and support. Bama J, man, I appreciate you. Yes, sir. And y'all can hit the like button. If y'all don't want to hit the like button, don't hit it. It is what it is. Let me see. Mr. De Niro, salute to you. Salute. But let's move on. Let's move on. Real talk, you know what? I want to talk about something else, right, that I've been seeing, man. I'm going to get straight into the main topics. But the first topic I want to talk about, Devin Haney, right? I want to talk about Devin Haney. And it's crazy to me because it's like if you're a Gervonta Davis fan, you can't stand Devin Haney. If you're a Shakur Stevenson, big Shakur Stevenson fan, you don't like Devin Haney. And what I'm saying is like, you can like all of these fighters. You can root for all of these fighters because it's no reason not to like Devin Haney. It ain't no reason not to like Shakur Stevenson, right? As far as Gervonta Davis, right, when you come down to it, and I'm going to keep it 100, right? You cannot like how Gervonta Davis moves and some of the shit that they, But as far as him in the ring and what he do, it's no reason not to like him. And as far as shit that he do as a person, it ain't really no reason not to like him. So there's no reason to just look at any of these three fighters and say, and with all of the hatred that they get, but I'm looking at the landscape and Devin Haney get hated on more than any of these dudes. Like, I don't understand why people hate Devin Haney. I'm in, certain chats and I'm hearing people say, man, I pray Devin Haney lose. Man, I hope Vasil Lomachenko beat his ass so bad. And the funny thing is, it ain't from Mexican fans. It ain't from white fans. It's from Black fight fans. It's from black fight fans. Talking about they hope Devin Haney loses and all that. Like, for what? That's what's wrong with boxing. You get hated on if you start calling out another fighter that has a bigger fan base. Like, I thought this was all in the competition of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why people hate on Devin Haney like they do. I've watched interviews with Devin Haney, and he's very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't say anything that make me want to hate him. He don't move any type of way in boxing for me to look at him and be like, man, this nigga ducks. I don't like him. Like, he don't do anything to make you want to hate him. If you say, oh, well, he gets on Twitter and he talks shit on Twitter. All of them do that. Shakur Stevenson talks shit on Twitter. Gervonta Davis talks shit on Twitter. Devin Haney talks shit on Twitter. So I'm looking at him, and like I said, I just been sitting back in chat rooms, looking at the comments, minding my fucking business, but I'm like, why the fuck does Devin Haney get hated on so much? Right? And there's certain channels that do it more than others. And they, you know what I'm saying, they chat do it more than others. Like, real talk. And I'm not naming no names, I'm just saying in general, right? It's like this. You know, if you want to hear some Devin Haney slander and hate, you know what channel to go to. And it goes for any of these fighters, right? Any of the top fighters, right? If you want to hear, Gervonta Davis get hated on, or Ryan Garcia, like, you know what channel to go to, right? But to me, what I'm seeing is more with Devin Haney than any of them. You feel me? It's more with Devin Haney than any of them. And I don't know why. I don't understand it. You know what I'm talking about? But let me get in these comments. Nick J says, you can definitely like all three. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. I want to see the competition between all three. I don't get in my feelings because Gervonta Davis got on Twitter and called motherfucking Shakur Stevenson a bitch or something. I don't get in my feelings because Devin Haney got on Twitter and started popping his mouth off at Tanker, or Shakur Stevenson got on Twitter and started talking about whoever, you know, like, that shit don't move me. I don't care. I like it because, for one, it's entertainment. We make motherfucking content off of it. Y'all watch it. So it's all like a soap opera. I don't get mad. Like, some of y'all, man, is just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. It ain't no reason that you gotta hate on none of these fighters, because they all doing great things. But one thing they all need to do is fight each other. Bama Jeff, what it do? Karma Serene, what's going on with it, Queen? Brian Francis, what's happening with it? Two Tone, what it do? He says that's the problem though. Devin has a boring style and casuals, so he must turn into a villain. Well, Devin's style is not boring to me. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, and I know what you're saying to casuals, right? To casuals, they think that his style is boring, right? Ray Jackson, what's happening with it? I see you. But let me address this, right? And Two Tone say that he needs to turn into Floyd Mayweather, right? Into a villain like Floyd. Well, I mean, he doesn't have that type of personality, right, to play a villain role. That's Bill Haney. Bill Haney do that for him already. You feel me? If Bill Haney, like Devin Haney, is not in him. So if I see somebody trying to play a role, you know, and be somebody that they're not, a person like me, I'm going to point that out, and I'm going to be like, man, you corny as fuck. Like, Floyd was that dude, like that shit that Floyd, like, people say, oh, well, Floyd, he was playing the villain. Floyd was already cocky like that. He was already flamboyant like that. You know what I'm saying? Floyd didn't change shit. All Floyd did was change his name from Pretty Boy to Money. That's all he did. Floyd didn't play no role. That was him. That was what he did. You know what I'm talking about? That's still Floyd Mayweather to this day. That's Floyd Mayweather when the cameras is off. That is Floyd Mayweather. So it wasn't a role. You know, like you look at Adrian Broner. It's not a role that Adrian Broner played. That was AB. You know what I'm saying? With the cameras on or off, that was him. So if Devin Haney starts trying to play a role, I'm gonna point that shit out. I'm gonna see that right off. Bill, now if he had the same charisma and he was the same type of person as his father, then he could do it. But he's not. Devin Haney is very well spoken. He's very intelligent, and he's just a good kid all around. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna work for him. But as far as him, right? You saying that he has a boring style and the casuals don't like it. No, I've seen Devin Haney in exciting fights. The first fight with going back to the first fight with what's his name? Kambosos, right? It wasn't the most exciting fight. I'll give you that. He won the fight with a jab, but he did what he had to do in those circumstances. But he came back in the second fight with Kambosos, and it wasn't boring. You know what I'm saying? He let his hands go, and he beat the hell out of Kambosos. If you go back to the Linares fight with Devin Haney, that was an exciting fight on Devin Haney's part. Devin Haney was putting in work in that fight. So I'm not going to sit up and just act like that Devin Haney is a boring fighter. I do think that Devin Haney needs to do more interviews himself and, you know, not his dad, so people can get a feel of him. Because a lot of people, if you're not watching these very few interviews that he do, a lot of people don't know who he is, so they can't really relate to him. But like I said, when I seen him do that interview with that white boy, I was like, man, Devin Haney got a lot. I don't know his name, so she laughing over me. She over here laughing because I said white boy, and I don't mean no harm when I say that. I just don't remember the guy's name. He got a big platform. He got a big channel. I just don't remember the name of the channel. But when I seen him do the interview, right, I said, man, Devin actually a dope ass young man. Like, he dope. He you know what I'm saying? He's very well spoken. He got a lot to say, and he's not boring. He's not boring, but he just don't do a lot of interviews. Now, if you want to, like, one of my favorite fighter is Errol Spence. Ain't nothing exciting about Errol Spence outside of the ring. Let's just keep it real. You can't say that Devin Haney is boring. Like, if you listen to Errol Spence and do an interview, that nigga is like, he finna fall asleep and shit. Let's keep it one. Like, we got to keep it 100. Like, it's nothing exciting about Errol Spence outside of the ring of boxing. But inside of the ring, he an exciting ass fighter. All action packed. But he might put you to sleep in the interview because he seemed like half of the time he want to cut out the interview and go to sleep himself. And Devin Haney is a lot more turned up than Errol Spence is in the interview. And so to try to make that comparison, because I don't hear nobody saying these things about Errol Spence, you know, and Two-Tone was talking about him being in the ring, but a lot of people talk about that Devin Haney just don't have no substance. He's boring all the way around. I don't agree with that. Big Neezy says, difference is Haney talks like he's some killer and everyone avoiding him when he couldn't put a dent in the styrofoam cup. Okay, well, that's your opinion, right? But who didn't fucking came and checked him? Who came and checked him? You know what I'm talking about? What's her name on Real Housewives of Atlanta back in the day? Sheree. What she say? What Sheree said that one time she was arguing with that, I don't want to say the wrong word, but she was arguing with that sissy. She said, who gonna check me, boo? Well, who didn't came and checked the nigga, boo? You know what I'm saying? Ain't you talking about he talk big, bad, and tough, like he this and that? Well, the last time I checked, Devin Haney got all of the gold around his motherfucking waist. Last time I checked, all of the shit that he talked, a nigga ain't stopped him yet. A nigga ain't stepped up and said, you know what? I'm going to fight you and I'm going to shut your ass up. The last time I checked. Now, Shakur want that smoke. We got to see if they make that fight. Tank Davis said he said he wanted to smoke, but Tank Davis ain't said nothing about Devin Haney in about a year now. So, hey, who gonna check the nigga? Two Tones said Floyd turned it to money. Yeah, Floyd didn't turn it to nothing. He just changed his name from Pretty Boy to Money. That's it. And he got more money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gervonta Davis, you right. Tank don't need a personality because he knocked people out. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson wasn't that big of a speaker, but he was knocking motherfuckers out. Dev ain't knocking people out, but if you know boxing, all his shit ain't boring. He you know. But like I said, I think that he just needs to fight. I think that he just needs to do more interviews, right? He needs to do more interviews and let people, you know, be able to relate to him. And I think that's it, you know, that's it. And also, I think what it is, right, is boxing is a poor man's sport. Boxing is, you know, niggas that came from the mud, right? Most of the top, now it's kind of changing, but when I was coming up, it was, you know, it was like that, right? And so a lot of fans, they look at Devin Haney and they look at him as the rich kid, you know, because he came up with money. You know what I'm saying? All of this shit that he got is kind of like he came up already having it or seeing it around him. His daddy had it, you know? So he came up with money. He was able to go to the best gyms and get trained by the best trainers because he came up with money. And I think a lot of people don't like that. But that ain't his fault. That's just his father being a great father to him. You know what I'm saying? Because his father had money. Devin can't help that because I heard niggas, oh man, he ain't shit. That nigga ain't come from the mud. We fuck with Tank because Tank came from the mud. They all rich right now. It don't matter where the fuck they came from. All of them niggas is rich now. And they all been rich for quite a while now. So it is what it is. I just don't understand why that man get hated on so much. But what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna drop a link in the chat because you know, and I'm gonna let people, you can come up and you can cook on this a little bit. And we got some other topics that I'm definitely gonna cook on. You feel me? So I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all know I don't really drop the link like that too much, but I'm gonna drop the link and we gonna cook. I'm gonna pin the link in the chat. Hold on. Since I don't do lives often, right? And so let y'all get up here and, you know, get a chance to cook if you want to cook. But if you grab the link, I'm letting you know right now. You ain't finna get on the mic and talk for 10 minutes and you ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? If you get up here, the link is pinned in the chat. If you want to get up here, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? But if you get on the mic, I don't want to hear you talking for 10 minutes if it's other people that's on the panel that need to get their shit in. So I'm letting you know, respectfully, like Dub Right Side say, I'm gonna mute your shit real quick if you get to doing that. But anyway. EJ88 say that's what Cat said about Errol as far as him being from the hood. Yeah, and we see how he'll beat your ass. Two-Tone says Haney is, and I'll be seeing you over there on the Boxing Voice. You know what I'm saying? You be shitting on Haney a lot, Two-Tone. You know what I'm saying? You be coming over there with that musty energy. You know what I'm saying? I see your ass up in there with all that musty energy when you be talking about Devin Haney. You know what I'm talking about? But you know, but salute to you, you know what I'm saying? He came up with his own catchphrase and shit. That shit funny. And it's all in the fun, you know. But like I said, the link is in the chat. Anybody want to grab the link, you're welcome to grab the link. I mean, matter of fact, let me make sure I posted the right link. Okay, yeah, that's the link. But yeah. Now, what you just said is that Devin Haney ain't getting no fight with Gervonta Davis by grabbing and holding Vasyl Lomachenko. My thing is, bro, is we shouldn't be having to fucking beg for. I mean, my bad. I think I said it wrong. You said that Devin Haney ain't getting no fight with Gervonta Davis by grabbing and holding Vasyl Lomachenko. I might have said that. I might have said something else, but my thing is, right, why do we gotta beg another man to fight for undisputed, a la Terence Crawford? And we're going to get into that in a little bit. But why should we have to be begging for Gervonta Davis to fight for? I don't give a fuck if you don't want the titles or not. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Gervonta Davis don't want to smoke with Devin Haney. But I hear a lot of people saying this shit, right? Oh, he got to do such and such before he can show that he deserves a fight with Tank Davis. What? The man got all the straps, bro. He is considered one of the best in boxing. You feel me? He is considered one of the best at 135. Whether you have him the best or whether you have him one of the best, right? He's considered one of the best. So, and he has all of the belts. So it shouldn't be a no-brainer. Like Tank Davis should be calling him out like, hey, I'm coming to fucking take them straps and then I'm going to throw them in the trash and y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want to do with them. But I want to show the world that I'm better than him. Can't nobody tell me that a fight between Isaac Pitbull motherfucking Cruz is bigger than a fight between Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. Like, come on now. Motherfuckers like, oh, well, Devin Haney don't do. When has Devin Haney sold out the arena? And Devin Haney don't do, and I'm not saying that Devin Haney is a huge draw, but he a bigger draw than goddamn Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz ain't never even headlined his own motherfucking card before. He might have headlined a little goddamn showbox card or something. So let's cut it out with the bullshit. Stop picking and choosing what you say and when you say it, depending on who it is. So Devin Haney don't have to do nothing. If that nigga go in there and grab and jab motherfucking Vasyl Lomachenko for 12 rounds, if he win, he wins. Like, I don't give a fuck how he get the win. Tank Davis should be wanting to fight the nigga anyway because of the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. I don't want to have to beg another man that's in the same division to want to fight for all the scraps. You throw them bitches away if you don't want to pay for them. It's plain and simple. But I'm going to let Terrence Best Videos, we're going to go by subject. So I'm going to let Terrence Best Videos go. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you shit. You cook for 5 minutes if you want to take the 5 minutes, and then I'm going to pass it to Two-Tone, and then we're going to move on to the next subject. So Terrence, you okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. What you talking about? Devin and Tank? That's the subject right now?
Yeah, that's what it changed to.
All right, well, listen, here's my thing. I can't believe the damn Tank fan base, bro. I mean, if you're a fan of Tank, you should want this man to be considered one of the best ever. And it is right there in front of him, bro. He has Haney there. He has Shakira there. He wins those two fights. This man could be considered one of the best fighters ever. But right now, he's done. I'm sorry, he's done nothing right now, bro. When you talk about they bring up Pedraza, what? They're bringing up Pedraza at what? Bantamweight? Really? And then they bring up the other guy up there. Two guys who are not elite fighters. He hasn't been an elite fighter yet. So it's time for this man. If I'm a fan, I want this man to show me, hey, he's the real deal. But this is why we talk about fanboys. They're the ones that's talking about how much he's showing. Why the fuck did you care how much?
Your audio, hey Terrence, your audio is bad, bro.
I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna get back on. I'm out right now. I'm gonna get back on. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now I heard Terrence, he was shitting on. I mean, Tank. I'm not finna shit on Tank and say that he ain't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't did nothing. Like he's done shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna shit on the man. Like the man, he doing his thing. You know what I'm talking about? Now has he fought everybody I want to see him fight? Absolutely not. But I can't just shit on him and say that he ain't did nothing. But Two-Tone, before you go, I got to get a musty energy somewhere in this motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want the musty? Where's it there?
Musty energy.
There we go.
Yeah, I got to get the musty energy. Now go ahead, man. Let me hear what you got on this.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, see, Gervonta Tank Davis. We already know where his spirit of competition is at. So we already know, like when Gervonta goes into a fight, he's gonna want the stipulations to go his way. So we already know where his spirit of competition is at, and he's the A side. So unfortunately, probably before, Oscar De La Hoya, he used to dictate A side terms as well, and Floyd Money Mayweather, he started dictating A side terms. So now Gervonta is. Now, in my opinion, it's up to Devin to trump that. Devin the Dream Haney should have been at the Ryan Garcia fight with Gervonta Tank Davis front row with all the motherfucking belts. All the belts. So when Jim Gray's interviewing Tank after he beat Ryan, Jim Gray ain't got no choice but to say, damn, this nigga over here got all the belts. That's because Devin Haney's not looking at this as from a marketing standpoint. Everywhere Devin Haney should go, he should have all the belts. I'm the nigga. I'm the guy. But Devin Haney he's like the Tim Duncan of boxing. Tim Duncan was a great basketball player. He was just boring as hell. Respectfully, I say that respectfully. Tim Duncan was amazing, but he was just boring. You're not gonna pick KG. You're not gonna pick Tim Duncan over KG. Not at all. Devin Haney, amazing fighter. He's just boring. There's no personality, and we can't have Bill Haney playing like he's Paul Heyman. That's nasty.
Man, he was at the fight though. Bro, he was at the Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia fight.
The picture they got of him when Tank's on the top ropes, like celebrating, and Haney looking in awe. I'm like, come on, bro.
And that's the internet, bro. That you know, just like I know. That's the internet. The internet he was just standing there looking, like he was looking, but the internet gonna make it something that it wasn't. Oh man, look at him. He's mesmerized by Tank. We know what the internet do. Bro.
It doesn't. I don't know. Devin can't control that, but it just didn't look right. Like Devin, okay, I understand. Pretty Boy Floyd was getting knockouts in that era. Pretty Boy Floyd was getting knockouts. When Floyd got his shot against Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd acted a complete ass in them press conferences on that 24/7. Obnoxious. I got the most money. Oscar, you can't beat me. He dancing with chickens. He turned into the Money Mayweather character that made the casual people, mainly Mexicans, respectfully, did not want to see him win. They literally paid to see him lose. Devin Haney could be the same exact way, where people be like, damn, I hate Devin Haney. He keep winning by jabbing and grabbing, but he got to turn into like a different character. He got to be like, yo, like he should go on Twitter right now and like, Gervonta, you a bitch. I have all the belts. You a hoe ass nigga.
But when he does shit, But when he does things like that, motherfuckers get to crying and shit. Oh man, Devin Haney into shit. Man, he this and he that. So it's like you can't win for losing. If he talks shit, motherfuckers crying about this shit, making videos talking about he clout chasing and this and he wishes he was tanking. So man, my thing is right. I just think that he needs to do more interviews. Right? If you put your face in front of the camera more, then more people will be able to relate to you. A lot of people looking at it like, okay, Bill saying all this shit. What the fuck Devin got to say? So he needs to take Bill Haney play, not all the way, but he needs to do interviews like Bill Haney be doing interviews for his son. He needs to make himself more accessible. That's what I think, because if he gets to start acting up and doing shit, I'm going to look at it like it's phony, because that's just not him. Floyd Mayweather, that was Floyd Mayweather. That's still Floyd Mayweather to this day. Even when Floyd Mayweather was Pretty Boy, go back to the Arturo Gotti HBO Side by Side. He was talking cash shit, and that was Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. Right. You know?
Yeah. But in this era, I think like even though I'm cool with Ryan Garcia, and I'll keep it real with Ryan. Like Ryan mastered the social media game. He probably didn't master the boxing game. So he probably sacrificed learning the skills of boxing all the way, as opposed to dominating like social media. Like Devin the Dream Haney could be the same exact way, like you said, if he put himself out there more. Like we need like he might, like he had a famous girlfriend. I don't know if they still together, but why not do an Instagram reel of your girlfriend twerking, you throwing a whole bunch of money on her, and the fucking belts is right there. The casuals like that shit.
But bro, we're gonna move on. But I'm just saying that's not who he is. So like it's like you either, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes, they can do that because that's who they are. That ain't him. That ain't the type of person he is. Now, Bill Haney, that's Bill Haney. He might, you know what I'm saying? Devin probably more like his mother. I don't know who his mom is, and I'm no disrespect, but I'm saying Devin is probably more like his mother. Bill Haney is, you know what I'm saying? Devin ain't never been in the streets. Bill Haney was the street dude. He grew up in the streets, you know what I'm saying, hustling and doing his thing. Devin Haney was...
He was Adonis Creed. Devin Haney's Adonis Creed.
He was a silver spoon, gold, not even silver, gold spoon-fed kid. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, because he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? And it make me respect him even more, because he didn't even have to do what he's doing, because he's going to have money regardless. So that's showing you what type of dog he is to be able to get this far, and he really didn't need it. A lot of cats like Gervonta Davis, it was either boxing gym or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're probably gonna end up in the pen or dead. So, you know, but Ricky Williams, what's happening with it, Ricky? Man, I'm loving not the boxing shows, you know what I'm saying? I love your boxing shit too, but the other shows that you be doing, man, you know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, I love it. Me and Gina, we was watching it the other night, man. And then, you know, because we it's funny, Ricky, because me and her, we go at it all the time, and me and her debate about the same topics that y'all be having, you know. So yeah, but anyway, let's move on, I'm gonna go to Terrence real quick, and then we're gonna move around now we're gonna go to this next subject, right? But we're gonna stick on Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez. Now we're gonna talk about it, right? Because the talk around, I've been sitting back and I've been watching, right? And the talk is, who is the face of boxing? And it's two names that continue to come up. It's Canelo Alvarez, or is it Gervonta Davis? So that's the topic we gonna cook on. I'm gonna let Terrence Best Videos, I'm gonna let you talk about it and then pass it, and we're gonna move on from that. So Terrence, yeah,
I don't know. Is my audio better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
All right. I think I went over this one before, because at this point, like I said, I think Canelo was, but at this point, no, because he fell off. He's just the eye test. He doesn't pass the eye test to me anymore. And Gervonta, no, I mean he hasn't done enough. I'm sorry. I know you said I'm not here to shit. I'm not trying to shit on Gervonta Davis. He passed. He certainly passes the eye test. But I'm sorry, man. Louis Santa Cruz is not elite, and neither is Pedraza. Pitbull is not elite either. So, and I know damn well Ryan Garcia. This is why they pumped this fight up with Ryan Garcia for some damn reason. I said it was a mismatch. I made money off Gervonta in that fight because I knew he was going to win. I don't even see. To me, all that man wanted was the bag. Ryan Garcia just wanted the bag. This man wasn't even taking training serious. If you heard the interviews, he said he would come in when he wanted to come in and train, come in 15, 20 minutes, and then just leave. This man wasn't serious about trying to beat Gervonta Davis. He got in there, charged that Davis got hit with a shot and said, "Oh fuck it, let me take a knee." And then that's his best win. Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. If you're a Gervonta fan, you have to want him to prove that he's good, that he's really good. The man, I'm sorry, bro.
So are we? I'm trying to get where you're saying. Are you saying that Gervonta Davis is not the face of boxing because he ain't fought the competition that you want to see him fight, or are you saying he is the face of boxing?
I'm saying he's not because when we look at Floyd, when Floyd became the face of boxing, not only was he making the money, he was making that bread, but he also did it in the ring by beating quality competition. Guys that could have put him on the road to the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, I just don't think Gervonta on that end has done anything yet. I don't think Pedraza did it, and I don't think Louis Santa Cruz did it. He has to beat one of these top guys at 135.
So are you saying that you still? So do you feel that Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing?
No, that's what I'm saying. Right now, we got a void. We just got a void because he don't pass the. He done lost to Bivol, and he looked like shit against Ryder. So
okay.
He's the eye test. That's what I'm saying. No, I can pass it.
Okay, so all right, Terence, for sure. I hear what you're saying. So I know his audio was a little choppy, but he's basically saying that he don't feel that it's no face of boxing right now. He says it's a void. Neither Canelo nor Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. He's saying that Canelo ain't the face of boxing because he didn't fell off. And, just to sum it up, and Gervonta Davis ain't the face of boxing because his resume to him is some trash. You know what I'm saying? To put it in those words. And now I'm gonna give my thoughts on it, and I'm gonna go to two-tone. My thoughts is that Gervonta Davis has now taken over, right? And if you want to call him the face of boxing over Canelo Alvarez, yeah, he is the face of boxing, right? Canelo Alvarez is not the face of boxing no more. It is Gervonta Davis. Now, can it change? Yeah, it can change depending on what you do. Now, this is my thing, right? I feel that Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. For one, look how many pay-per-view buys he did. Now, he did have a dance partner, so I'm not giving all of the credit to Tank. I'm giving a lot of the credit to Ryan Garcia also because they both sold that fight. But when Gervonta Davis got a fight coming up, niggas that don't watch boxing, that don't call my phone about no boxing, they're calling my phone. Oh man, you Tank fight, man. Everybody want to know where I'm watching the Tank fight, or am I gonna be there? Or everybody is calling me, asking me about Gervonta Davis every time he fight. Don't matter who he fight. You know what I'm saying? And then just how fans act over Gervonta Davis, like fans, they different when it comes to Tank, how they be acting. I'm talking about grown men. Oh man, Tank don't gotta do, Tank don't, like, men really get like over excited about Gervonta Davis. It's a whole different, and like I said, just me, right? Sitting back and just the energy I get from people that don't even watch boxing when Tank Davis' name come up, right? At one point in time, it was like that with Canelo. Oh man, Canelo, it didn't matter if you was black, white, Mexican. Oh man, Canelo fight, man, you watching it. It ain't that no more. I ain't had nobody ask me nothing about a Canelo fight in a long time. A long time. The last time I had anybody asking me about a Canelo fight, I don't even know. And I ain't trying to be funny. Like, real talk. Nobody is asking me about where we watching the Canelo fight or Canelo fighting to nothing. I don't hear that no more. You know what I'm talking about? Most people didn't even know Canelo was fighting this weekend. Real talk. And that's some real shit. And then Canelo, right? He ain't fighting nobody that you give a fuck about, right? Is that a reason? Well, yeah. Is it a reason that he continues to fight people that you don't give a fuck about? Nobody cared about Gennady Golovkin. Don't nobody give a fuck about no goddamn John Ryder. Nobody, Caleb Plant. I'm giving him credit for the Caleb Plant. But when nobody really checking for Caleb Plant like that, unless you was me. Caleb Plant, one of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? Along with David Benavidez, so it was a confliction. It was a conflict when they fought, but that's a whole different story. But let's keep it real. Nobody was calling me like, oh man, Canelo fighting Caleb Plant, man, did you hear? Like, it wasn't that. So it's been a long time. And Canelo just keeps hurting himself every time he come out there and fight. Now, can Canelo Alvarez take that back? Yeah, he can take that back. He can fight David Benavidez and everybody gonna be talking about it. If it's promoted right, everybody gonna be talking about it. But he not gonna fight David Benavidez because his energy is not there.
Right.
Hit that button for me real quick. Hit that button for me real quick. His energy ain't there.
Energy.
Yeah, he got a whole bunch of musty energy every time they ask him about David Benavidez. And then he might not even fight Bivol. You know, because Bivol is like, nah, fuck that. I want to go down to 168 and I want to take his straps at 168. I want to be undisputed. Yeah. Now all of a sudden he like, no, I gotta fight Bivol at 175. So if that shit don't happen, and then he turn around and he don't fight David Benavidez or one of these killers, and he come up with another European fighter, hey, it ain't gonna be no getting it back for him.
It's a wrap.
He might as well just fucking hang it up. You know what I'm talking about? And go play golf somewhere. So can he take it back? Yes. I think that Canelo Alvarez has one fight. He got one huge fight. You know, I'm not talking about Jamal Charlo right now because Jamal Charlo, you know, that ain't really, it's not realistic right now. But he got one huge fight to where he can say, you know what? Gervonta Davis, you held it for a little bit, but I'm snatching my shit back. Let's see if he do that. Now, for right now, it's Tank Davis. Tank Davis then took that bitch and he then ran off with it. So that's how I feel about it. Tank Davis is the face of boxing over everybody right now. Two-Tone, you go ahead.
Yeah, I 100% agree, my brother. Gervonta Tank Davis, hands down right now, is the face of boxing. And like you said, Gervonta has galvanized his fan base and casual people to be like, when his fight's announced, the event of going to the fight is like the club. You got women like, yo, girl, we going to the Gervonta fight tonight. And where do the niggas go if the women's at? The niggas gonna follow the women. Same thing Tupac said. Niggas, we going to the Tank fight. Now you got the fight parties. Who having a Tank fight party? They don't even know they don't even know nothing about Gervonta Tank Davis's resume. Gervonta Tank Davis has become an attraction. Because you know why? Because every time you watch him fight, you can guarantee a knockout. That's what's going to happen. You can guarantee, you can market a knockout, and Floyd Money Mayweather is co-signing this man. The Floyd Money Mayweather co-sign is amazing when you knocking people out. People got to understand when people was young and the first time they saw Mike Tyson, that was the same feeling these 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds got when they saw Gervonta Tank Davis knock out Ryan Garcia. That was Mike Tyson. They don't fight the same, but to the kids and the youth, when that fight was marketed on Twitch and TikTok, and they saw Gervonta knock out Ryan Garcia, that's their version of Mike Tyson. And y'all have to understand, I'm a hardcore fan, but I understand the casual mind. The casuals decide the face of boxing. hardcore fans are going to be there regardless. Hardcore niggas is going to watch this Rolly Romero fight regardless because we watch the sport of boxing. We gonna watch all this shit. If we say a fight is trash, nigga, hardcore niggas, we gonna watch it. The casuals, nah, I gotta go to the club. Nah, I gotta do this. I ain't watching that. Casuals decide to face, and I agree with you. Canelo has the trump card in his back pocket, and that's him fighting David, the Mexican monster Benavidez, which would do 1 million pay-per-view buys. But I think Canelo does not want to. He does not want to give another Mexican that title yet. He don't want to pass it to David because if David go in there, and even if David don't win, but David is there with the smoke, the crown gonna be passed. Canelo not ready to pass the crown yet.
No, I 100% agree. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We talk about how a lot of these black fighters, they don't want to fight another black fighter, right? They want all that shit to themselves. It's the Canelo doing the same shit.
Yes. Facts.
He don't want another Mexican that's on that because he looking at David Benavidez and he know David Benavidez gonna bring that smoke. Right. And I don't think that he's confident that he can beat David Benavidez because one thing about Canelo, when that 6th, 7th round come, he start to slow down. And you can't do that with the Mexican monster. No. He on your motherfucking ass. And this last fight that I just saw with Canelo, he had a little bitty motherfucking kiddie ring, right? For himself. He made the ring small as hell so he ain't have to move around. And he still went to war. He went to war with this motherfucking John Ryder. How you going to war with John Ryder? Now he did, you know what I'm saying? He early in the rounds, right? Earlier in the fight, he was putting the beating on John Ryder, but John Ryder wasn't going. So Canelo shows you, okay, when you got somebody in the ring with you like that,
right?
When he ain't going, what are you going to do to get him up out of there? Are you going to go to plan B or C or D? He didn't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? John Ryder actually made the second half of the fight very, very competitive, and he was winning some of them rounds.
Yeah, and you gotta understand Canelo, like when people got and not try to shoot Canelo no bail, but we gotta understand, man. Canelo been fighting 2 times a year for a minute. How many training camps has this man been in? Father Time is undefeated. It's undefeated. That wear and tear. And I think Canelo knows with that wear and tear, when he go up against that Mexican monster from Phoenix, Arizona, like you said, brother, round 6 and 7, it's gonna get ugly. Jesus.
Yeah, I got David Benavidez definitely beating Canelo, and I got Bivol beating him.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do, dog? Like his back is up against the wall. So that face of boxing for him, it's gonna be very, very hard to get the face of boxing back. You know what I'm talking about? So to me, I think that Gervonta Davis is in a great space to keep that shit and keep running with it. But hey, Gervonta, to me, he got to fight Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. I don't want to see no fucking pit bull crews, but that's just me. You know, he's still in that position to where they're gonna accept whoever he fight. You know, and that's the bad thing about it. When you are the face of boxing, while you got that ball and you are the face of boxing, the casual fans and your fan base, they're gonna accept anything. If he announced that he fighting me his next fight, motherfuckers is gonna make an excuse. Well, man, shit, man, he got a YouTube channel that does very well, man. I mean, shit, he talked all that shit on YouTube. Why shouldn't motherfucking Tank fight everything boxing? Shit, I mean, shit, I pay to see it. So I mean, you know, that's just what it is.
That's what I'm talking about, Gian. Exactly. That's why we can't co-sign this shit. We can't. You said he was right. The casuals will accept anything. Listen, they accept the YouTubers fighting. Shit, they accept Floyd fighting these fucking YouTubers. So why do we want to get involved with what these fucking the casuals accept? We have to all stand by and say we not going to accept this shit. I don't give a shit. Let them support that bullshit, but we shouldn't even be supporting this bullshit when they fighting people they don't supposed to be fighting.
The casuals will accept it for so long, though. They'll accept it for so long. Like if Shakur starts to carve his own lane, and the difference between Devin and Shakur is Shakur has a hip hop promotional company behind him, which is Jay Prince. So Gervonta can't really talk to Shakur the way he can talk to a Devin Haney, because Shakur is from that. Like Shakur can garner that type of fan base as well. Like Shakur needs to land him an Isak Pitbull Cruz fight. He might need to fight a William Zepeda. He might need to get on the same green print. Like maybe I don't believe him and Devin's going to fight next. I don't believe that. But Shakur needs to land him Isak Pitbull Cruz, William Zepeda. He need to land somebody that can get the casuals hyped up about him, something about Shakur.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done because these niggas don't want to fight Shakur. Like real talk. They're looking at Shakur like, okay, well, I already know I'm gonna take an L. So are you gonna pay me out the ass? And then you meet with Top Ranking. Bob Arum is not overpaying for shit. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like it's a hard situation for Shakur because let's just keep it 1,000. Probably 95% of these fighters that's in his weight division know if I fight Shakur, it's already an L. Just chalk it up.
Right, Keon, exactly.
So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the top fighters like Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Vasil Lomachenko, and those fighters. But I'm saying the rest of them, bro, they know. That's why Pitbull was making a million excuses. That's why motherfucking George Kambosos said, look, I've been in 2 hard fights with Devin Haney. I ain't going in there and fighting Shakur Stevenson after I already had 2 tough-ass fights with Devin Haney. That's why Williams Zepeda people was like, man, hell no. Fuck you know. You're not fighting him.
What do you think? How do you think Shakur can put pressure on Leonard Ellerbe and Al Heyman and them, where he can garner the attention to get a Tank fight? What route do you think he would have to take?
I don't think it can be. It's not possible right now. But listen,
it's a different day and age. You said to put pressure on his promoter,
to make it where the general public is like, yo, Tank, you gotta, like the same way Ryan and Tank, the general public, Ryan talked about that fight so much that the general public was like, Tank gotta fight Ryan. How can Shakur get into a position where the general public is saying, yo, Tank, you gotta fight Shakur?
I don't know.
The general public did that with Ryan Garcia because it's just different, man. He's built up on social media, you know what I'm saying? So he was right there with touching the public like that on social media and TikTok and all that shit. So it's a whole different situation. It doesn't matter what the general public say. These motherfuckers ain't gonna get it. They're not gonna let the general public trick them into getting an L on their record when they look at Shakur. It just is what it is. Now, it's gonna take one of these fighters to step up and say, you know what, he ain't all that, and I want to prove that he ain't all that. It's gonna take a motherfucker that really believe in themselves, that really got nuts. You know what I'm talking about? And it ain't a lot of that going on in boxing today. It's not.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's what it's really gonna take. Somebody that really want to prove some shit, somebody that really don't believe Shakur like that, and they want to get in the ring and prove it. That's what it's gonna take. I don't see that fighter that's willing to do it right now. Like, and my man says Frank Martin. Well, Frank Martin has already spoken on Shakur, and he says it ain't really no reason for me and Shakur to fight right now because we can fight down the line and get a much, much bigger bag. So I'm not saying that Frank Martin wouldn't want to smoke with Shakur, but Frank Martin is looking at a Shakur Stevenson fight as a down the line when we both have bigger names where we gonna get a bigger bag. That's what he said. So Jermaine don't move the needle like that because a lot of people, and that's another thing, right? And I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say, Terrence. It's another thing. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh man, Jermaine Ortiz want that smoke. He ain't got." Man, when Shakur Stevenson, that's a fight that might get made. They both on top rank. It might get made next, right? But when he go out there and beat Jermaine Ortiz, people gonna say the same. Man, what had Jermaine Ortiz did? All he did was lose to the old washed up Vasil Lomachenko. He still ain't proved himself. Shakur needs to do more. When you got skills like that, it's always gonna be something. Oh, he needs to do more. He didn't. Well, I mean, who is Jermaine Ortiz? They gonna go back to motherfucking Jermaine Ortiz amateur shit. Man, Jermaine Ortiz lost to such and such in the amateurs. Shakur didn't prove it. Man, you know how boxing is. These fans is just fickle. So I just think that it's gonna take this. It's gonna take either his promoter to put up a bag that's big enough for one of these dudes to step up and fight Shakur. And like I said, I'm not talking about the Devin Haneys and the Tank Davises. I'm talking about these other guys, right? That can, like a Zepeda or Pitbull Cruz or somebody like that, or even a Ryu Valenzuela, right? Somebody like that, one of these other dudes to get in there with Shakur Stevenson is going to either take the promoter, just be willing to lose some money and put up a bag, which that's far-fetched, or it's going to be one of these dudes just going to grab their nuts and say, you know what, man, he ain't that nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Best case scenario is, and if this doesn't happen, it'll be a disgrace to the sport of boxing. Say Devin the Dream Haney beats Vasily Lomachenko next Saturday night. After the fight, Devin Haney does not directly call out Gervonta Tank Davis. No scripted, vague answers. Well, I'm ready to fight anybody who wants it. Devin needs to be direct and look into the camera. I want Gervonta Tank Davis next. He's going to be on pay-per-view. He's going to be on ESPN. That is the pressure that we need, in my opinion.
I agree. He definitely should call out Tank Davis, and he should be strong with his call out. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I want to beat his. He should cuss him out on the mic. I want to beat his little motherfucking short ass. That's who I want. Tell him to stop ducking me. That's the energy he should come with. And then if he do come with that type of energy, I'm definitely gonna need motherfucking Tank Davis to reciprocate that same energy.
Fact.
That's the type of shit that we need from both of them. Terrence, man, I'm gonna let you get yours in, and then we gonna move on. But let me read this super chat from my man Hollywood. He says, difference is Shakur and Tank has a city behind him. Yeah, you can. That's one, because they didn't really show out for Devin Haney like that in Vegas, So maybe they'll show out for him. He fights in Oakland, But Terrence, what you got? And then we gonna switch. We gonna move along.
Yeah, real quick. See, that's the problem when people talk about they got cities and countries and all this bullshit behind. I don't give a shit who you got behind them. You need to fight somebody. If you're a hardcore boxing fan, you want to see the best fight the best. Fuck this, people got fucking cities and countries and neighborhoods and all this bullshit behind them. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I disagree with what's your name? What's the gentleman's name?
Oh, Two-Tone the Superstar.
I agree with you. I disagree with this. So Two-Tone, I don't think that Tank, the public was demanding him to fight Garcia. Shit, Tank was making him do everything. He said, "Shit, you got to do a rehydration clause. You got to wear this type of underwear. You can't drink water." He didn't give a shit if he didn't take that fight. Tank didn't care. Tank feels as though, and Mayweather and them, and I know they're saying he's not down with Mayweather, but I think that's a bullshit. That I think Mayweather's pulling all the strings still.
Oh, Mayweather there.
Yeah,
he ain't
he's
there if
pulling all
he
the
wasn't
strings, and Mayweather's protecting his money. Like, he ain't gonna let him. I don't think he's gonna let him fight no Haney. He's not gonna let him fight no damn Shakur. They're gonna keep looking for the next best thing that you guys are saying, where the casuals will accept it, like rematching Pitbull Cruz. Like, nobody want to see that shit. And if they keep going to these arenas, like y'all saying, filling up these arenas at Washington and whatever, yeah, they're gonna keep doing it because they're making money. Now, here's the thing that I disagree with y'all too. Remember his last fight with Cruz? That shit, they ain't even want to release the pay-per-view numbers. They ain't even want to release it. So I don't think he's doing all that without Garcia. So when he fight this next bum, he go back to fighting Isaac, and those pay-per-view numbers are way down. And yeah, he might still sell out that damn arena, but I guarantee y'all ain't gonna hear nothing about those damn pay-per-view numbers. That's when he's
But
gonna have
you
to
also
fight.
got to think. You also got to look. He said Pitbull Cruz was a replacement for Rolly Romero for that fight, so they didn't get to market Isak Pitbull Cruz for the full promotion. Nobody even knew who Isak Pitbull Cruz like that unless you were like a hardcore. Now Isak Pitbull Cruz has had 2 knockouts in a row. I think there's rumors that he's fighting on the alleged Terence and Errol undercard, so they're going to give him a nice knockout there. So they're going to build it up, in my opinion.
I hear you. You might be right.
Okay. Money, man. Before we close out, I'm gonna let you, cook on this, and then we're gonna get to the Terence Crawford and EJ.
I just want to touch on this situation. This is my point, right? Like, Devin got a fight coming up, and nobody is helping promoting that dude fight, bro. And that's the fucked up part about the situation where everybody keep talking about they want to see Tank fight Devin. They want to see Tank. Devin got a fight coming up that should be respected. Devin got Lomachenko coming up, the biggest fight of his career, fam. Right? Devin, he fit to defend undisputed, right? This will be his second time defending undisputed. Lomachenko, a 3-division world champion, a future Hall of Famer, somebody that should be respected, bro, and that can help boost Devin popularity and his resume. But people wonder why, Tank's sitting in the position that he's sitting in because everybody attached everything to Gervonta Tank Davis. They not building Devin to be, whoever he step in the ring with, that motherfuckers want to see him fight. Everybody attaching him to Tank. Ain't nothing wrong. I want to see the fight myself. But this is Devin's biggest fight of his career, fam. Lomachenko, who should be respected. But people don't put respect on Devin, their opponent, enough to build their names to their resume. They giving Tank all this shine. Listen, everybody talking about Tank and Devin right now. That's giving Tank all Devin Haney. Devin fight May 20th. Tank chilling at home. He did what he had to do. He relaxing, but they still mentioning his name with Devin instead of mentioning Devin and Lomachenko. This should be Devin moment, fam. Devin training his ass off for the biggest fight of his career. If Devin put Lomachenko on his resume, that's a fucking accomplishment that nobody can take from him, fam. Like, that's something big for him to make his, build his career up. But everybody keep talking about Devin Tank. Like, put some respect on their opponents so when they whoop these type of dudes' ass, they name can get the notoriety that it deserves. You feel me? So now if they don't step into the ring with Tank, people still will want to see them fight because of what they're doing and what they're achieving, fam. It's just like it's like everybody keep making Devin and Shakur runners up to Tank, bro. Like, oh man, it doesn't matter who they fight. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't this, it ain't that. Like he just said. With Jermaine Ortiz, people gonna say, well, he's a nobody, he ain't this. Because even the people that really ride for Tank and Devin, I'm a fan of both of them, love both of them to death. They don't push their fights like they should be pushing their fights. When Tank was fighting Ryan, they pushed that shit. It was just Tank and Ryan. Now Devin Haney should be getting the same respect. The man for the fight on pay-per-view. So if you're saying you really rock with Devin Haney, you should be pushing Devin Haney and Lomachenko to try to get the pay-per-view numbers up as much as you can get them up. Put as many eyeballs on that fight as you could, bro, because this is going to be a hell of a fight. I'm not overlooking Lomachenko. I got Devin winning this fight, and I want Devin to win. But this is a fight that's dangerous for him, bro. You can only fight one person at a time. That's it. And people don't enjoy the moment. They want the big fights. Then when they get the big fights, they find ways to discredit the big fight, then make another big fight before the other big fight happens. So let Devin enjoy his moment, bro, with Lomachenko. Quit giving Tank all the man shine. Build them up to where, okay, Tank ass, I want to get into the ring with him. Guess what? Let Devin go fight Jermaine Ortiz. Guess what? Devin is back in the ring, and everybody want to see Devin because what he did and how he just whooped the motherfucker ass, that's valid. Lomachenko is valid, bro. That's a valid fucking name. So at the end of the day, man, if y'all keep pushing Tank and Devin or Tank and Shakur, when they got big fights coming up, Shakur, 2-division world champion, bro, former unified. Devin is the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. Young as fuck, bro. Young. He went out there and whooped the boy ass in fucking in Australia, whooped his ass, took the scrap, then whooped him again. But if we know, it's just my opinion. I feel like Lomachenko would have whooped George Kambosos' ass as well. So that's just to put the respect on Lomachenko name. If y'all think Lomachenko afraid of Devin Haney because he told, God damn. Can you hear me, Key?
Yeah, you there.
Yeah, if y'all think Lomachenko is afraid of Devin Haney because he said Devin is looked like a heavyweight when he stepped inside the ring, man, you mistaken, bro. This is a dangerous fight for that dude, bro, and it's a big time fight for him as well. So just put some respect on the man and build their name up, right? Like Tank them got their name built up, right? So that way they can stand up, even though they standing on their own. I'm not saying that they, what I'm saying, not getting the recognition, but they can have more recognition if people just focus on what they doing to get them the recognition that they deserve, bro. Because I'm enjoying Devin and Long, but they getting my money, fam. And that's gonna be one hell of a fight and one entertaining ass fight. And if Devin go out there and beat that man, bro, Devin deserve all the credit in the world, and that shit just add to his resume. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying, bro. Like, Tank chilling his name, even though, like you say, the face of boxing, but motherfuckers still giving, like, Tank ain't get Devin his shine when he went in there fighting Ryan Garcia, then afterwards and all that shit, because they understand the situation, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Tank won't fight Devin next or Shakur next. We don't know. We see the teams talking, but at the end of the day, fam, I just want them dudes to get the respect that they deserve and enjoy the fight. You know what I mean? So that way y'all can have something to build on if you a real Devin Haney fan. Say, okay, well, fuck you, Tank. He just, like people say, he just whooped on Lomachenko, somebody that wanted to fight you, that you didn't fight, this, that, and third, and Devin get the respect he deserved. Now it comes to the point to where if Devin don't fight Tank, and if he do drop the scraps and go to 140, he still take all that recognition with him, and he's still Devin Haney at 140, and not Devin Haney that was at 135 that was undisputed that people wanted to see fight Tank. You know what I mean? So that's all I want to say on that, bro.
Does a Devin Haney beating a Loma, does his resume trump everybody at 135 at that point?
Man, you can possibly say so. If people put the right respect on it, quit talking about Loma old and washed up and Devin gonna beat the shit out of him, because if Devin going there and whoop on Loma, then guess what? Y'all giving people the excuse to say Lomachenko was old and washed up instead of saying, boy, Devin went there and whooped the fuck out of Lomachenko like that, bro. Put some respect on his name. You understand what I'm saying? So quit giving motherfuckers a scapegoat to take credit away from the young fighter instead of giving credit to him. And yeah, when we're talking about resume wise, Lomachenko, a 3-division world champion, 2-time gold medalist, future Hall of Famer, right? Yeah, once upon a time, you got fucking Bob Burns, somebody's better than Muhammad Ali. ESPN wanted to push him as the motherfucking biggest thing in boxing. You feel me? So right now, bro, keep that same energy and them same accolades for Lomachenko. So if Devin going there and put an ass whooping on him, Devin get the recognition that he deserves instead of people running around here that ain't the same Lomachenko. He was at a war, even though he ain't shot shit or never got shot, or his mental ain't hurt. Nah, man, Lomachenko is still Lomachenko. Period, fam.
I get. I'm agree with that. I'm agree with what you're saying. Because he do got to get past Lomachenko. But I think it's just people just automatically go to the fight that they want to see and look past that. He do got Lomachenko, and we should be talking about Devin and Lomachenko a lot more. So yeah, I agree. I don't have no beef with none that you said. I agree with what you said. Ricky, go ahead, man.
What's good, man? How y'all doing?
What's good with you?
Happy Friday, everybody. I totally agree with what's good with you, Monty. Big stepper. What's happening? Like, I totally agree with what Monty was saying, but I'm gonna put my twist on it. The truth of the matter is, y'all don't believe in Tank. Y'all don't believe in Tank the way y'all believe in Devin and Shakur.
Why? Why you say that?
Because it's what it is. Like, look. Why? The point is this: everybody want to see Tank either with Devin and Shakur, but ain't Devin and Shakur in the same house?
Yeah, same side. Yep.
Y'all keep talking about how you build this fight. You know how you build a fight with Tank over there? You put Devin and Shakur in the ring together.
Well, why don't he have to ever fight nobody, bro?
Who this is Devin's first fight with somebody credible. Let's keep it a bean.
Oh wow.
Was Shakur skip the line though? Is that skipping the line?
It's not about skipping the line. It's about the 3 best fighters in their weight division getting it on, right? That's what we want, right? We want the best to fight the best, correct? So why is it that y'all supposedly fight fans and y'all want to see the best fight the best, but y'all so quick to try to put another fighter on Tank when Shakur and Devin hold on, nigga. When Shakur and Devin is in the same house. Because what happened with PBC is when they had the best 154 pounders, wasn't all they best 154 pounders fighting? when PBC had all the best 147 pounders? Wasn't all they fighters rolling in the round robin and fighting each other?
They don't want to lose the fight.
But I like Shakur's fire, bro. But he still got to prove that shit though. Like we just can't be going by Twitter wins. Like he might need to get him a Jermaine Ortiz fight, or he might need to do a new Jack City fight and fight his friend Keyshawn.
Bro,
Like I don't like that friendship.
But a bad
motherfucker. Go ahead, Rick.
But this is what I'm saying. This is the thing, and this is what listen to what I'm saying. I like all three of these fighters. I'm Mr. Make the fucking fight. I want to see Shakur versus Tank. I want to see Tank versus Shakur. I want to see Shakur versus Devin. I want to see Tank versus Devin. I want to see all of them rock, right? But like I said, what y'all do is, as fight fans, y'all really say who y'all, because the same. All of these guys are the same resume wise. If we keeping it a beam, resume wise, all these fighters, all three of them the same.
Who got the weakest? Shakur got the weakest resume out there?
In my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So right? Oscar Valdez is just all of a sudden trash now.
No,
hell no.
I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he's trash. But if we're going to say how many good quality fighters, because we got to be honest, you could be off on a night, right, Key? Let's keep it a beam, right? It's boxing. You could be off on a night and you get caught with a shot and the game's over. Right, but the truth is, right, when Shakur is up against somebody, and this is the same problem I have with any fighter that keep calling themselves elite. You're not great until you fight somebody who is good as you or near your level. You're not.
But who's well out of those three? Who's fought that person?
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So where is this idea that Tank can't beat Shakur or Shakur can't beat Tank and vice versa? Because all of them are saying, what I'm saying is this. We know how boxing works, and we get on. I'm tired of seeing people get on here and try to make it like Tank's supposed to do this. And not, it's the way it works, guys. The business is the business. That's the part y'all keep trying to throw out your head because y'all want to see a certain fighter fight a certain fighter. The business got to be handled first. And at this point, Tank Davis is the A side. He get to choose who he wants to choose and when he want to choose it.
Ricky, I don't mean to cut you off real quick. Some people in the chat want to know your channel.
Ricky Williams, #TWT. I'll put it in the chat once I get out of here. Right, it's just what it is, guys. So, like I said, and what I hate about fans, period, is that y'all recognize the business when it was top ranking. They was able to keep fights in house and dictate what they wanted. But now that it's Tank job, y'all want to bitch at him. It's what it is, right? They have to make themselves popular enough and make it viable enough for Tank to fight him. It's no different when Manny Pacquiao was at top rank.
I agree. I 100% agree. That's why I said Devin has to put the pressure and build his marketing ability up so that the general public will say, yo, Tank, you need to fight Devin. Right now, Leonard Ellaby's looking at the numbers and they like, oh, we can't sell this fight with Devin Haney.
Right.
Even with the belts.
They can't sell it, or they think that man going to win the fight. Which one is it?
But it's not about who wins the fight. Whoever wins, bro. We bet money, you lose, you win. But what y'all said before I got up here is that they have to make it so Tank has to fight them. How they do that is they get in the ring together and prove who's the best on that side. And then if Tank ducked whoever won, then at that point, ain't nothing else to talk about.
And let me say this, Ricky, because I feel what you're saying, right? But my whole thing, right? And I'm not saying that Tank don't want to smoke. I'm not saying that he ain't gonna go after the smoke, because I don't know what the fuck the man gonna do, right? But I'm saying if he doesn't, in you know how you talking, right? My whole thing is like, we shouldn't have to beg him to want to go fight the man with all of the belts. Even if he don't want the belts, even if he say, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna throw these bitches in the trash, right? You say that you the best. I'm better than you, so I'm gonna beat your ass to show everybody. I'm gonna knock you off and show everybody you ain't shit. We shouldn't have to be begging. Well, man, you got to do this because Tank is the A side, and before you get a fight with Tank, you got to no. Yeah, he is the A side, but at the end of the day, if he got that you know what I'm saying, that I'm the best, and I know I'm the best, we shouldn't have to beg him to show it.
Well,
You
you
don't
can't
have
beg.
that.
You can't beg nobody to get into the ring.
Plain and simple.
I'm gonna say this, kid. You can't beg no fighter to get into the ring because these fighters don't. I ain't gonna say don't give a fuck what y'all think, but y'all not they like y'all don't control them on what they supposed
Exactly. He should have that energy himself.
Let me say
As
this
a
though.
competitive fighter.
I get that though, but when you say we shouldn't have to beg them, okay, y'all saying what y'all want to see. Not saying y'all wrong because y'all the fan, right? We the fans. It's quit saying y'all. We the fans, so of course you go want the fights that you want to fight. But at the end of the day, this is their careers, bro. Right? So when they sit down at the table and they looking at who they go fight next and how the landscape go and what it's gonna take to get this fight and what it's gonna take to get that fight, because like I say, Devin still gotta get past, we gotta get past. But then when it comes down to sitting at the table, right? Are they willing to do what they gotta do to get the fight? You know what I mean? You never know what people are asking for or shit of that nature. You know what I mean? Not saying that they're in the wrong, not saying that they're in the right, because we don't know how the negotiations are gonna go. But when it comes down to sit at that table, right? And motherfuckers start saying, well, I want this and I want that, or you got to do this, or you got to do that, or they prepared to do what they got to do to get that fight. Now, credit, we got to get to that point. But the thing about fans is y'all got to understand, okay, it's okay to want fights, but to start trying to be the promoter of a fighter or a manager of a fighter, you know what I'm saying? I think motherfuckers start pushing the line. Now, if you sit at the table negotiating with somebody and then you strike away, then okay, you might have some say so. But for us fighters being fighters, sitting down in their careers and doing what they want to do, you can have an input, but you can't just put, we shouldn't have to beg them because they don't give a fuck if you beg them or not. They still gonna do what they want to do. And
I understand.
I'm just saying, I
understand what you're saying, Money, but what you're saying is not even what I'm saying. I'm saying as far as them being a fighter,
yeah,
this is some shit that they should want to do on their own. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, plain and simple. But let me get to the super chat real quick. Let me finish
this last point while I'm cooking. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, when they sit at the table, bro, they're still going to control their careers the way that they want to control their careers. And it's up to the next fighter to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go this route then. You know what I mean? And it still can turn out good. But at the end of the day, I just think fans get too carried away with thinking they can control these fighters' careers. Right. And the fighters go look at your ass like, oh well, and you know, that's why motherfuckers get upset and get mad because they feel like they not giving us this and that. Just it's the business of boxing, like Rick saying. Sometimes you just got to deal with that shit.
Okay, well, but the fans are the ones who pay to see these fighters, so don't like the fans shouldn't have no say so to ask to see what they want to see.
I never see this game though, bro.
Well, let me get to these super chats. My man Ultraman in the super chat. My man Aaron H. Muhammad, he says, salute ETB, salute to the panel, a little support for keeping it boxing. And I appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. And my man Ultraman in the building, he said, what up? I just got back from Italy. Glad to see you still grinding. Salute to the panel and chat. And I appreciate you, man. Salute to you. Let me see. But we got to move on. We're going to move on. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, being a competitor, right? Me being in, competing at a high competition at one time in sports, bro. If I think I'm the best, you ain't got to beg me to motherfucking show it. You don't have to ask me. I'm gonna do it on my own. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it on my own. If you saying that you better than me, okay, I bet. Let's make it happen. Simple as that. I don't understand what's so complicated about the situation. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about, oh man, what the fans gonna influence. It ain't about none of that. It's about what he should want to do and what these two fighters should want to do. That's it. But and we need to stop. Oh man, we need to stop with all this shit. Oh man, he's the A side. He get to do what he want to do. No, the niggas still want to fight the best. What you stop being a fucking niggas want to be accountants and lawyers and shit when it comes to their favorite fighter.
It's about when you talking about.
Come on, bro.
It's just the fact of the matter, bro. See,
it ain't no fact of nothing.
Wait a minute, bro, because you're getting your feelings right now, bro.
No, because you tell me this nigga publicist and shit, nigga. Do you want to see the nigga fight or not? God damn.
Facts, nigga. You talking about a publicist?
You're not speaking no facts. You speaking about a whole bunch of bullshit, money.
You mad because you niggas
What the fuck? Oh man, it ain't up to fans to want to love. Come on, bro.
Fam. The business is gonna be the business. Fans think that they can sit up here and control these fighters'
Yeah,
careers,
we
but
can.
they can't, bro.
Nobody thinks that we're not trying to control nothing. We're talking about what a fighter should want to do.
Fans pay for the fight. Okay,
Stop
motherfuckers pay for
buying
everything
the
else.
fight.
But when it comes to these dudes, bro, they're going to still do what they want to do, fam. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you say, she say. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna do what they want to do. It comes down to the point of motherfuckers got to understand that and get out their goddamn feelings at time. You niggas get so caught up in the hype. The fight game.
Who doesn't know that a fighter gonna do what they want to do?
The fight game is going to be the fight game, bro. At the end of the day,
Right, bro.
That shit, bro.
You talking about the bullshit because you sitting up here talking about, oh man, the fans don't. These fighters gonna do what they want. The fans don't need to. They acting like you talking about a bunch of bullshit. The fans have I say so. We request to see what we want to see.
What you want ain't what's gonna happen.
Right,
but we all know that. But
these niggas in know that. And think they can control these fighters. That's what's wrong with fans nowadays.
Nobody, no, what's wrong with fans is fans like you that get a favorite fighter, be like, man, he gotta do this, and he don't know because he's the A-sider. That's what's wrong with boxing. Now, let me read this.
Everything that me and Ricky say is going down in the boxing game.
Let me read this super chat real quick, and then we're gonna continue. $1 Trillion Dream says, if I'm Tank, Shakur, or any other 135, right, he says my goal is to fight Devin because he holds all the glory. Tank should be trying to fight Haney, period. Nah, Tank don't got to do nothing. He the A-side, man. You a fan, man. You shouldn't be trying to control what you want Tank to do, man. He don't got to do nothing. That's better.
First of all, nobody said Tank ain't got to do nothing. I just sit up here and said I want to see those fights take place. But what I'm saying is, it don't matter what you niggas sit up here and scream, shout, and yell about, fam. Y'all not gonna be able to control these dudes' careers. They gonna do what the fuck they want, and that's not just for wait a minute, man. And that's just not for no Tank. That's for any motherfucker that get into position in this fight game, and you become the A side of this motherfucker. You're going to do what you want to do, especially when you bringing in big motherfucking dollars, bro. You niggas act like y'all don't understand that shit, like y'all don't see what's going on, right?
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish.
Money. Hold on, real quick. So, money. When we start talking about this next subject with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, shut the fuck up and don't say nothing, right? When we start talking about this next subject, you need to shut your ass up and don't say a motherfucking word because the fans shouldn't be talking about what they want and what they don't want. So shut the fuck up when we start talking about the next subject.
First of all, nigga,
that's what you need to do.
I never said the fans.
That's what you just said.
What
so
I said is,
when we talk about this Terence Crawford and blood shit, this Terence Crawford and EJ shit, you need to be quiet and let us talk.
You shouldn't have to beg these fighters. You ain't begging a fighter to do shit.
Well, you need to stop making videos talking about what you want to see then.
The niggas saying Gervonta Tank Davis
stop changing it up.
Bone in his body.
Shit, bro. You say
Gervonta has zero.
I would say the fans don't need to be talking about what they want to see, and because it ain't. Talking about you've been talking about that shit for years now.
Wait a minute. First of all, you
come on, dog,
nigga. Because I never said
now fans don't need to be talking about what they want to see.
First of all, nigga, I never said the fans can talk about what they want. I said you niggas get caught up.
We just listen to you talk. The whole field.
Wait a minute, bro.
You motherfucking monster and telling people what they need to talk about, what they don't need to talk about.
Feelings that if the fight don't happen,
you're trying to wreck some shit.
All right, well, let me finish, bro. Let's show. You want to keep talking, nigga? When you
why my shit gotta be little now? Why my shit gotta be little now?
Now, when it come up to the situation, when these fighters out there, y'all niggas don't get the fight that y'all want. Y'all still like this man said up here. Gervonta Davis ain't got a competitive bone in his body. You sound stupid as fuck. Why? How that sound?
Nigga, y'all say Ryan Garcia. Y'all say Ryan Garcia is a C-level fighter. Y'all say that he trained a C-level fighter.
Why he sound stupid? No, let him explain why he sounds stupid.
First of all,
wait, hold on. Y'all said Ryan Garcia is a C-level fighter.
Y'all ain't said shit. I'm saying
He
y'all
ain't
said
fought nobody, bro.
at
He
the
ain't
end of the
fought
day,
nobody.
when y'all say he ain't got
Wait,
to
wait,
on his
y'all
body.
said
Is y'all gonna let? It's one mic. Is y'all gonna let somebody talk or not?
Yeah, like if how the fuck is he
Who
don't
he
have
fought,
competitive
man?
on his body, but this man sitting up here arguably the face of boxing, right?
Hell
Arguably the
yeah,
face of
good
boxing,
thing
knocking
about
motherfuckers out. So now when y'all
You
trying
know.
to say, oh well, he ain't fighting this fighter and he ain't fighting that fighter, he ain't got a competitive bone in his body. But when Rick sat up here and just said, well, Devin and Shakur need to fight, oh, it's this and it's that. So do they got competitive bones in their fucking body? You niggas
Money,
just ass
money,
kissing, man, to go along with the
money.
narrative, bro. At the end of the day, when it come down to the situation, bro, what I'm saying is, when you
Haney
niggas
is
sit
his
up here,
laboratory, bro. What you
and y'all
talking
talk about, oh man, this dude, you know, he's scared of this fight, and we shouldn't have to beg for this and beg.
Not
Bro, it
scared.
don't matter what you
Money.
feel or what you say, fam.
Y'all, Monty, the general public, my man Jerry Grant in the chat just said Ryan Garcia is a
Fight, maybe
D-level
we
fighter.
don't. I want to see the big fights, but it don't
Wait,
matter
I know
what
you
you want
do.
to see
But
nowadays in the fucking business era, fam.
listen.
Y'all like y'all don't know
Gervonta
that
Tank
shit.
Davis drained a D-level fighter. A
D-level.
D-level fighter. How is that competition? You don't even want to fight a nigga on the level D pulse at his apex. Come on, man. That's nasty and musty. That's disgusting.
Terrible.
You drained a D-level fighter.
I'm gonna let Ricky get his word in. And then we gonna switch. We gonna switch. And money, don't ever come on here calling my shit little, nigga. Hey, Ricky,
I don't think Ryan a D-level. I'm just
hey,
saying
Ricky.
y'all niggas said.
Ricky, you got something to add before we move on this Terence Crawford and Errol Spence? I guess Ricky on mute. So I ain't gonna call Ryan Garcia no D-level fighter. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of people thought Ryan Garcia, you know what I mean? People had different opinions of Ryan Garcia, but just because he lost the Tank and got, stopped by Tank, we can't start calling him a D-level fighter all of a sudden.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? I think that Ryan Garcia, he got a lot of flaws that he needs to fix, but he's still dangerous to the motherfucker. He can fight. I think that Ryan Garcia, he gonna prove that, he a B-level fighter. I wouldn't say no D-level fighter. God, dog. But anyway, let's move on. S1 Dubs. Who is that? Hey, put your camera on real quick. You ain't finna come up. Hey, some of y'all be doing okay, I got you. I just didn't want you to come on here, you know what I'm saying, a ding-a-lang swinging in my camera and shit, trying to get my shit shut down.
Hey, listen, everything. I wanted to say this about your comment. I get what you're saying about fighters want to fight each other, and they do want to fight each other. I think all the top fighters kind of want to fight each other. But I think one of the things that, and I kind of feel money on this one. You have people around you. Tank has people around him, and he's going to sit down at the table and he's going to say, even if he said, "Hey, I want to fight Devin Haney," they may say, and more likely they may say, "Sure, we'll get the Devin Haney fight," but there's some things that Devin needs to do so that we can make the fight bigger, so we can get the money for this fight. So we may have to wait a few fights for Devin to fight a few times, but we'll get you in there if he does what he's supposed to do. So now the fans are getting like, we're getting a little, amped, like, oh, he needs to fight him now. But there's a business side, and Tank listens to his team, which, and they decide when and where, these fights are going to, because that's where they're dealing more with the money, and Tank is not dealing with that part of it. So I'm sure they're like, yeah, we'll fight Haney, but we can't, not right now. Like, he has to do a few things for it to get up big enough so that we can pay him what he's going to want, because he has all the straps. So he's got a few things he needs to do first. But if he does those things, we'll get you in there with him. We'll get the fight. And so
all the straps and zero
impatient.
fan base. That's crazy.
Yeah,
all the straps.
But we're
no fan base.
Yeah. But the thing is that, so we get impatient because we want to see the fight. And I think sometimes it's just the business is the business, right? And we just gotta wait for it. Unfortunately,
just let them keep fighting bums. Okay, I got you. You good.
I ain't gonna say bums. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say all that. But what I will say is, on behalf of Gervonta Davis, right? Devin Haney also, even though he got all them straps, numbers talk and bullshit walk, right? So even though he got all those scraps, Devin Haney, he has to be willing to take if they say, okay, we'll make the fight. You know what I'm saying? You got to take 30%. He got to be willing to do that also, because you know what I'm saying? You saying that you the best, the general public say that he better than you. And so you still got something to prove also. So both of them got something to prove. So that's just how I see it. You know, now if Devin like, nah, it got to be 50-50 or I ain't fighting him.
Tripping.
Well, then nigga, bye. You know what I'm saying? Then you don't get to fight with him. And he don't got to beg you to fight him. So it go both ways.
Case with Devin. Devin over Cambodia for almost nothing.
But so let's move on though. Let's move on, right? What's happening with it? Smooth Groove in the building. Let's move on. And let's talk about this EJ and Bud situation. Now, I want to say something real quick, right? Because a lot of y'all can't read and comprehend very well at all. You know, nobody in particular, but I'm just saying, like, you know, just in general, right? So I put out a video, huh?
Now I'll make sure I put my
okay. You good. I put out a video yesterday, right? And the title of the video says, Is Spence versus Bud? It's Spence versus Crawford, July the 15th. Frank Martin on undercard. That's exactly what it said. Niggas was jumping all in. And then if you watch the video, I never said that they were fighting on July the 15th, not one time. Niggas was jumping all up under the comments. Oh, nigga, you cap, nigga. You're clickbaiting. The title says, Is Spence versus Terence Crawford on July the 15th, right? Now, the reason I made that video is because I saw Frank Martin. I didn't even watch the whole video with him, but I saw parts of Frank Martin's. He did an interview, and in the interview, he said that he was fighting on July the 15th when they asked him when was his next fight. And he had like a big smile on his face, like he wanted to get more into it, but he didn't. So he said, yeah, I'm fighting on July the 15th, right? Coming back July the 15th. Now, instantly, I remember when Nick J and Boxiana did an interview a couple months back with Frank Martin. And Frank Martin, in that interview, he says, I know for a fact I'm fighting on Errol Spence's next card. I'm going to be on the undercard of Errol Spence's next card. Also, he went on to say, hey, you know, I ain't saying nothing, but I think that they're going to make the fight happen. I think it's going to be Terence Crawford in Errol Spence. I think they're going to get the fight done. And so with me, right, with me seeing that, and then hearing Frank Martin say that he fighting on July the 15th, I said to myself, I said, damn, you know, is it going to be on the undercard of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford? I'm asking the question. And I stated that in the video, right? And also in the video, I said, my beliefs is that if Frank Martin is fighting on July the 15th, well, I believe that, you know what I'm saying, Errol Spence is going to fight on that date with or without Terence Crawford. I said, I'm not all the way in on the Terence Crawford fight because of what he did last time. I said, but I believe that, you know, EJ going to fight with or without him. And I said, I also believe that what Errol Spence went through last time, waiting on Terence Crawford, he got to have a backup plan this time. I don't think they that fucking dumb to go all in on Terence Crawford without having a backup plan. So for all you weird ass niggas that's under my video talking about I'm clickbaiting and I'm capping and I'm lying and all that bullshit, I'm gonna tell y'all need to learn how to fucking read and comprehend and then listen a whole lot better. Now, as far as this, you know, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence situation, I mean, we've all heard the interview from Errol Spence. Then he backed it up with him and his lady. Then he came and he backed it up again when he did a few interviews with Ellie Setback. And Errol Spence, he seems to think that the fight is definitely going to happen. He even went as far to say that, hey, me and Terence Crawford, like, we talk. We don't always talk about boxing, but we talk at least, once every 2 weeks or so. So he believes in Terence Crawford. One thing I know is that I don't know if Bud, he could be a great con man, or it could be happening. I don't know. But Errol Spence seems to believe in Terence Crawford. He actually likes Terence Crawford. So whatever they're talking about, and Terence Crawford is telling him that the fight is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they're talking about, he believes that the fight is going to happen. Errol Spence is not one to just come out and say some shit just to get people talking about it. Like, he really believes that. Do I believe it? In the video, I clearly told y'all I ain't never all in on Terence Crawford until I hear them announce the fight date, the venue, and all of that. And I'm talking about the team. But I'll cook on it a little bit more. I don't want to, take up all the airway because we got other people on the panel that want to cook. I'm going to just let whoever want to go.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. Not really. I don't believe it because in November, Errol was pretty sure that the fight was going to happen. In January, in February, and March, Errol was saying we're going to have an announcement in April. I had the people I know in camp, and they told me certain days, and I don't believe it. Mm-hmm. I just don't. Because the truth is that even though I got to commend Errol Spence for being a man of his word and saying exactly what he meant. Hey, I want one fight. It's Terence Crawford. Right? Unfortunately, like y'all was just, two people got to want to get in the ring. Two people got to get in the ring, and I don't care. The history's been proven. At this point, I'm done with it. When it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. The history's been proven, right? When the fight is ready to get made, or two fighters really want to fight, the fight get made. If not, one fighter gonna keep making excuses. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I won't believe it until it's on TV.
Yeah, I mean,
before you go, let me get this super chat. I missed it. My man, $1 Trillion Dream, salute to you, man. He in the super chat. He says the question is to everyone on the panel: what fight should be next at 135 with the post Haney victory over Loma? Should EJ just move up and fight at 154? And I'm gonna answer that real quick. To me, right? To me, it should be Devin Haney. If Devin Haney it beats Vasyl Lomachenko, if he beats Vasyl Lomachenko, it should be Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. They should at least try to go to the table and negotiate to get the fight done. That's what it should be. If not, if Devin Haney stays in the division, it should be Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. But, and as far as EJ, should he move up? Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do if he can't make this fight with Bud. So, yeah. But, yeah.
I don't know. I'm skeptical also. I mean, I'm a bit skeptical because, and nobody knows whether the fight is going to get made. You're right, everything. But I'm skeptical because I don't know what else it could be that's stopping this fight. When you take the motivation for most people, I mean, if you're going to fight somebody, usually enough money is a motivation to get you in the ring. If you're getting paid enough, usually you're like, okay, and you think you have a reasonable chance of winning, or you think you can win, like Bud says he thinks he can beat Errol, then you usually get in the ring. What other motivation? What else could it be? I'm trying to think of what could it be that is keeping him from taking this fight? If it's not money, and I don't believe money is the issue. I believe people are coming up with all kinds of money for this fight. If it's not money, what else could it be? And because I can't wrap my mind around what else it could be, that's why I'm skeptical of this fight happening. If it were some rational reason, and I'm sure I'm not in negotiations. Maybe Bud has a good reason why he's not taking this fight. I'm not sure. But I can't think in my mind what would be the reason why you wouldn't take this fight. If the money is there, the venue is there, it's going to be a huge fight. Everybody wants to see it. there's, I mean, there's pluses and minuses. On the pluses side, it's all the way down the line. I mean, there's so many pluses to this. I'm trying to figure out what's on the minus sign for Bud, other than him just feeling like he might lose. That's the only thing I can think of. And because I can't think of anything else, that's why I'm skeptical, because it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what is keeping him out of that ring when the money is there. And maybe you guys can answer the question, but can you guys come up with a reason? I can't.
I'm gonna let Terrence best videos because he's one of Terence Crawford's biggest supporters. Terence Crawford ain't never done nothing wrong, so I'm gonna let him take the mic for a little bit, and then I'll grab it.
But first of all, that's the wrong premise that you're making. That Terence, you're making the assumption that Terence is the holdup. Let's go back here. Errol Spence, if you guys look, is right on YouTube. I think it was Ellie's setback. After that fight did not come to fruition, Ellie setback asked Errol Spence face to face. He said to Errol, "What's the who's to blame? This fight didn't happen. Who's to blame? Is it you? Is it Terence?" And then what did Errol say? Do y'all believe everything Errol says? Now Errol said, "Man, look, man, I don't know." He would not say it was Bud Crawford. You guys know that this man was not even training during October and November. He had no intentions on fighting Bud back then. There was no contract sent to him. But all you guys keep saying is Bud Crawford's up. At this point, I didn't speak. Okay, go ahead. Y'all gonna speak?
No, let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Go ahead, Terrence.
Yeah. So during that whole contract thing that was going out, when that contract, well, it was no contract. Bud said it on IG Live. None of us, and I mean none of us saw any contract. He said it wasn't no contract. Then there wasn't no contract. It was a proposal. The issue were two things: that he wanted a fight in that month, that year, that year. He said he wanted to fight that year, and he wanted clarification. He wanted to, damn right, he wanted to control some of the expenses with regards to that 35%. Guess what? He wanted to make sure he was going to get the goddamn 35%. You're already lowballing the goddamn man with the 35%. So yes, he wants to make sure. We know that what type of fucking business PBC does. Those guys can't say shit about it because they have disclosures in their contracts where they know they can't say shit about what type of businesses goes on in PBC. When you talk about this goddamn back end money, when is Ryan going to get his money? When is Tank going to get that back end money? A year from now, I think Floyd. There was an article where Floyd Mayweather was still waiting on his back end money 7 years later. So don't tell me about him not protecting his 35%. That's what he wanted to do. What did the guy say? Espinoza said things were not addressed with Bud Crawford. He said that certain things weren't addressed. So if they addressed everything, how in the hell are they going to send him a contract if they ain't addressed everything that he said? So this whole argument that it's been Bud, it's bullshit. It's never been Bud. It's never been true. Errol Spence wouldn't admit that was true. He was there. He knows he wasn't ready to fight no damn Crawford at that time. Mayweather said the fight wasn't happening. He said he's partners with Al Heyman. Any of you have any proof that he's not partners with Al Heyman and he doesn't have any say-so of what fight goes on? Any of you guys just come to the conclusion, oh yeah, he's just lying. Floyd Mayweather, he ain't shit. None of y'all have any proof of that. He's been with the PBC for a long time, and you guys don't know what type of agreement he has with Al Heyman. Shit, all of the money he's owed, maybe Al Heyman, instead of paying him all of the money he owes, gave him 50-50 of the company. How the hell do you guys know? That man, none of y'all can prove Floyd Mayweather is lying yet. Everybody, oh yeah, he don't know what that. Floyd Mayweather, he has nothing to do. So for me, in this fight, I'm waiting for Floyd Mayweather. Until Floyd Mayweather says the fight is happening, that's when I'll believe it's happening. But I will say this: these niggas ain't got nowhere to go. Where's Errol going? He can't go up there and fight Charlo right now. Who is he going to fight?
All right, Terrence.
Go ahead.
All right. Your time is up. You okay? Now, and I'm gonna give a big salute to you, Terrence, because man, you've been on every platform and you will defend Terence Crawford. I mean, with your all. But you know you fucked up, right? You know you just fucked up, right? For one, you said that Errol Spence wasn't training in October and September. You said the man wasn't even training. Well, Keith Thurman just did an interview, right? And he said, hey, me and Errol Spence we were supposed to fight in December. But, you know, Errol Spence ended up getting in the wreck. We were supposed to fight. So you mean to tell me that he had a fight set up, but he was just sitting around and he wasn't training? So also, you know, you was in Derrick James' gym and you knew what that man was doing on a daily basis, right? So you mean to tell me that you know what Errol Spence was doing on a daily basis? You saying we all know that he wasn't even training. He wasn't even ready to fight Terence Crawford. The fuck you mean he wasn't ready to fight Terence Crawford? Like, bro, you just saying some dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? And I respectfully, but you said a lot of dumbass shit, right? What we do know is Terence Crawford said that he agreed to everything on several occasions. We also know that his right-hand man, Bernie, he agreed to everything, you know? Yeah, Bernie was going around, yeah, he agreed to everything they wanted, he agreed to. He just want to beat his ass. So, I mean, you talking about Al Haymon this and Floyd Mayweather this and Al Haymon that. Where are you coming from? Why do we need to talk about Al Haymon and Floyd Mayweather this and that if the man told you that he already had agreed to everything? So did he or did he not agree to everything? Because some ain't adding up. He did agree to everything or he didn't agree to everything. I just want to get that answer out of you, Terence. Which one is it?
I've answered this 100 times. The ESPN article told you what he agreed to. He agreed to all the material facts, terms. And those material terms was he agreed to that 35%, right?
So hold on. So you have an ESPN article that says that he agreed to 35%. That's what it says?
No. In material terms. I'm just telling you what the
No. You said no. We're gonna hold you to what you say. So I'm asking you again. Do you have an article that says that he agreed to 35%?
Specify that in that article. No, it did not specify.
Okay, so you made up the 35%. Yes or no?
No, I did not make that up.
So where are you getting the 35% from? Do you have an article that says they offered him 35%?
That was all the reports saying. We're going by reports
What
like you.
reports?
That's 65, 35. That's what now I gotta go.
I'm asking you what reports.
I don't remember, T.
I don't know what percentage he was getting because I didn't see the contract or I didn't see the term sheet that they gave him. So where are you getting this 35% from?
I know that was being reported. It was 65.
Well, I know what was reported is when Steven Espinoza talked about the situation, Steven Espinoza, when they asked him about the 35%, he says, what I'm going to tell you is that Terence Crawford will be getting more closer to 50% than anything. So does that sound like 35% to you?
No, that don't sound. I never heard him say that. But.
Well, I did, and I don't make shit up. So that's what Steven Espinoza said.
Well, I was hearing 35. So you're saying it was 50, then they're 50-50.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Steven Espinoza said, when asked about the 35% rumors, he says that he'll be getting closer to 50-50 than anything. 60-40, that's closer to 50-50.
How about the date?
What?
Remember that he wanted to fight that year. How about the date? Do you agree that it was in February that they came out when? In February.
Okay. Well, if we want to talk about, so your thing is that did Terence Crawford need a tune-up?
Yeah, I mean he wanted to fight that year.
Okay, so you're saying that he wanted to fight that year. Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole thing now, so we moving off of that is Floyd Mayweather and Al Haymon. Now we're moving on to is because he wanted to fight that year. Because I'm just trying to figure out where you want to go with this.
Which is it? Please pick a line.
Listen, first of all, Floyd Floyd Mayweather said in October that the fight wasn't happening. Did anybody ask Floyd why the fight wasn't happening? Do any of you agree for sure that Floyd
Senator that come?
Do you know for sure that he's involved?
Right.
He said it, bro. I'm saying
He said it. So what? You said it too. So what? Do you know for sure that he's involved?
But you know, we do know for sure, Ricky.
But we don't know. But we have to go by him unless somebody refutes it. That can
Go by
refute.
who? He's not fighting. What are you talking about? He's not either of the fighters involved at this time, and he doesn't manage either one of them. What are you talking about?
And what we Terrence, what we do know, we're going to talk about what we do know. We do know that Errol Spence said that Floyd Mayweather has no involvement. That's what we do know. We also know that your man, Terence Crawford, said that he was sitting down talking to Al Heyman. He never once said that he sat down and had to deal with Floyd Mayweather. So what I'm saying, is it true or false?
That he talked to Al Heyman, yes, absolutely true.
And that Errol Spence said that Floyd Mayweather has no involvement.
You're right. Errol said that. Absolutely.
Okay, so now we got both fighters. One fighter told you that he was dealing strictly with Al Heyman, and the other fighter told you that Floyd Mayweather ain't got no involvement. So we need that Floyd Mayweather shit that you saying, that shit is null and void. Get that shit out of here.
So
come with something else, because that Floyd Mayweather shit ain't working. I'm trying to help you out. Now, where do we want to go with this now? You want to go with it? Okay.
Let's establish that you're saying Floyd Mayweather's a liar and that he doesn't have any say so. That's what
I'm telling you what the fighter said. Okay. Now I'm telling you what the fighter said. Now we're gonna move on, because that shit is out the window. We're gonna move on to Terence Crawford. We all know that he wanted to fight in 2022, right? Okay, that's cool. I'll work with that, right? But when I heard Terence Crawford do an interview on the Boxing Voice, and Terence Crawford was asked a hypothetical question, they said, look, since you saying that you wanted to fight in 2022, what if they had gave you an Errol Spence fight, right? It was 2 weeks or 3 weeks away from the date that you fought David I've been sneezing on, which you had to took the fight. If they had the date, right, and it was 2 or 3 weeks out from the date that you fought, the man says no. He says, no, I would have not taken the Errol Spence fight. So you mean to tell me that you want to fight and you want to make the most money that you've ever made in your career, but you wouldn't have been willing? This is what he's saying out of his own mouth, that you wouldn't have been willing to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks to fight that man? And also what he says, no. Why would I, he said something like, why would I forgot what the exact words, because I got to go back and hear the interview, but it was something towards, why would I fuck up, some shit that I already had, was planning. Basically, how he was telling you that he already was negotiating and planning some shit with BLK Prime the whole time. He said these things. I didn't say these things. You know what I'm saying? We gave him the mic and he told us that he was already negotiating with BLK Prime. So if Terence Crawford really, really wanted to fight with Errol Spence so bad, like you seem to believe, or you want to believe Terrence best videos, right? Because you've done several debates defending him, saying that it's Terence Crawford running down on Errol Spence and Errol Spence don't want to fight in this. Well, if Terence Crawford wanted it so bad, why would he need to go to another promotional company, right, to negotiate to fight whatever bum they can give him? I mean, because we know that one fighter had a fight and the other fighter didn't. So that clearly tells me that one fighter was all the way in and the other fighter was searching around to see what else he could do to get out of the fight. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know. I mean, what do I know?
But Keith, why did Errol Spence say, I'm fighting November 19th with or without Bud Crawford? He said that. He tweeted that. So he wasn't negotiating somewhere?
Well, you just told me he couldn't have been. Wait, hold on. But earlier, right, when you was cooking, you just told me he couldn't have been fighting nobody because he wasn't training. So which one is it?
He wasn't training.
Would you pick a lie, sir? That's my whole thing about.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it, Ricky. I don't want to hog it. I'm gonna let you go ahead and yeah,
what
go
I'm
ahead.
saying, bro. And this is what's crazy. Like, you can sit up there and say, with all the confidence in your voice, not to use hyperbole, but everything you not know hyperbole about what supposedly we know about the situation, but everything you speak on is hyperbole. Everything is your opinion of what you believe what might happen. What really happened is this. They were in negotiations. Bud Crawford was negotiation with BLK Prime and Errol Spence at the same time. He walked away from the table. Now, supposedly, if he said he came out, because when you're spinning, when you're pivoting, you have to control the optics, which means you have to get the story out first. The story didn't come out from anyone at PBC or any other sports or any other media or platform. It came out from Bud Crawford and ESPN. They came out full blast, no stop, about how he accepted everything. And it started with our brother Blue Blood TV. Y'all was all here. We all saw. Came out
Right.
pushing that narrative, saying that he accepted everything. He accepted everything. If the fight don't happen, it's not because of Bud. This what happened. This is what happened. Then he came on Instagram talking about how he supposedly got this money and how he accepted everything because he was getting bent over. He was going to get bent over anyway. I wanted to regulate the money, so I know where my 35 was going, seeing how I knew I was going to get bent over anyway. So all that being said, the fight still didn't happen. And so this is my point. And I gave this to all y'all fans who want to keep doing this. Yes, I give it to y'all. Let's say, okay, y'all right. Errol Spence was ducking all this time.
Right.
All this time he been ducking. Why ain't the fight happen? Especially now that they already been familiar with each other and they know terms. Why is the fight still not been announced? Why is Errol Spence? Why is it that y'all was so worried about Terence Crawford getting a tune-up fight, making sure he was ready, that he was inactive, but y'all see Errol Spence sitting on the bench waiting for one fight, but y'all don't say nothing about Terence Crawford?
So you want both of them to be sitting on the bench right now?
No, I want the fucking fight, and it take two people to tango.
Exactly.
It takes two people to tango. So the person that don't want to tango is Terence Crawford.
You never answered, and Key, you never answered Stephen Espinoza when he said that they never addressed Terence Crawford's issue.
What was it they addressed?
You tell me that they didn't.
I can't tell you because I don't know. So what are you talking about?
This is what Stephen Espinoza did you see the interview with Stephen Espinoza?
Of course I seen it. I asked you a question. Don't push it to what I seen. I asked you, Terrence, what was it that wasn't addressed?
Issues that Terence Crawford had. That's what he said.
What is that issue?
You want my opinion on it, or
no?
What
I want the facts.
Stephen never said what exact issues.
Exactly.
One can only speculate.
Exactly. So what's the issue?
What do you think they were?
So what I think it was him trying to what I think it was is the problem that everybody else was saying, that he wanted to approve expenses when no one in the where nobody in the history who is not the A side of a fight gets to approve any expenses. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
Why didn't give him a guarantee?
It doesn't work that way because he agreed to a percentage.
We wouldn't even be talking about that if they gave him a guarantee. $15 million.
No. You can't use that, Terrence. You cannot use that excuse when your fighter said he agreed to the money already on the table.
But that's what he was protecting. That 15%.
Are you not listening? This is a non-argument. Your man, your guy, the one you said he should have got guaranteed money, had already agreed to the money that he was getting.
Okay, but he also wanted to protect the 15%. How is that not? What are you saying?
The 15% or the 35%?
I mean, 35%. Why can't he protect that, Ricky?
Because that's not how it works.
He's his own boss, bro.
He know you're not your own boss when you ain't putting your own money up.
He is own boss. If they want him to sign a contract, right? This is what he's saying is going to be in there. You don't put it in there, guess what? I don't sign. He's his own boss, bro.
Who else?
That's your boss.
Who else in the history of boxing got to approve expenses on the B side?
Well, if you want me to take 35% and you, I'm going to control these expenses. You want to
Okay.
give me a
Haven't.
it. That's
Okay.
it.
Haven't. So what does that mean? You don't want to fight, correct? Because everybody knows in boxing that's how now business is done, correct?
Hey, Ricky.
Ricky, I don't care how business is.
Do you get to tell the government in your tax bracket how much taxes they take out?
That's not the same thing, Ricky. Not the same. That's not the same thing.
What
if
you call
saying,
it?
If I'm a private contractor,
if you can tell,
I'm going to tell the government, here's my fee. You're going to pay it. Take it or leave it. That's what I can tell the government. Absolutely. If I'm a private, that's what Bud is basically a private contractor.
So he don't want to fight. That mean, if I do that means I don't want the job.
Well, the same thing could be said about PBC and Errol Spence. Give him the $15 million. You know it's going to be a $75 to $100 million fight. Give him the $15 million. You still making out. So you can say that same way. You can say that.
So why did he take the fight then? 35% of $100 million is sure a lot more than $20 million, correct?
He has to protect that percentage, Ricky. That's what I'm saying. What if the expenses are? The expenses are crazy. I don't know what they are, but let's say they
what the expenses matter when you're not paying them?
Because that's going to lower the amount of money you're going to get, bro.
Did you hear the question?
Yes, I just answered it.
What does it matter with the expenses if you're not paying him? He's not paying anything out of pocket. Bud's not bringing any money to the table. He's not contributing anything. PBC's paying him. Showtime's paying him, correct?
But if they say, but Ricky, if the expenses are higher, right? Isn't his percentage of it going to go down? The money he gets goes down. Yes or no?
As far as what?
Just 35%. We don't know.
35% of what?
Whatever they said, not the gross. Now, if it was the gross, yeah, that would be fine. They said of net profit, they're going to give him 35%. And that's after expenses. And I'm asking you, doesn't that expense, if the expenses go up, his pay goes down? Yes or no?
No. Why would it?
Can I speak on the expenses so we can put the expenses part to bed?
Go ahead, Cook. Go ahead, Cook.
First of all, I think we should stop talking about expenses because I think if most people saw an expense ledger for a corporation, you wouldn't know what was on it. And I'm sure Bud wouldn't know what he was looking at. There's no way. Number one, in order to verify the books for PBC, you would then have to verify the books for everybody that they paid. So if part of PBC's expenses is to pay Showtime for this or that or the other, now in order to verify that PBC spent that money, you have to go and look at Showtime's books. And there is no way a multi-billion dollar company is going to open their books to you. Even people inside the corporation can't see those books. Only certain people are allowed to see the books and expenses in the ledger for a corporation. So there was no way he'd be able to verify the cost anyway. That's what I say when this whole thing came up about expenses and stuff. And I was like, I don't really think people understand expenses and accounting for a corporation. And what you would have to do to even verify that PBC spent $5 with Showtime, you would have to go into Showtime's book to see the other side of their ledger to see it coming in. So I think we should put that to bed because I think that was just unrealistic. Anybody, I know somebody who's an accountant, when they heard that, they were like, that doesn't even make any sense. There's no way that that's an issue because there's no way that they would be able to see the books for $1 billion company.
What you mean?
That's just not going to happen. So I think the whole expenses thing, and then not only be able to see the books, but be able to say
right off
what can be paid for and what cannot be paid for, what should be paid for, what shouldn't be paid for, especially when you don't have. First of all, this is just not going to happen. But if you don't even have experience in putting on in these type of pay-per-view events, if you've only been really dealing with Top Rank and you've been getting guaranteed, you have no idea how that thing works, right? So I think we should just put that aside because it really from that side, and I'm not speaking ill on Terence or anything, but from that side, it doesn't make any sense. It's just totally logical, and it would never happen. Even going into a corporation, their bylaws wouldn't even let you go and see. Their bylaws don't even let high level see it. They only let certain people see those books. If you want to get into them, you got to go through the courts to go and see those books. So it just didn't make any sense to me. And
I'm gonna read these super chats and then I'm gonna go to my man Big Dose. Y'all do us a favor, hit to smash the like button if you haven't hit the like button. You know, don't cost you nothing to hit the like button. Smash on the like button. But let me read these super chats. We got my man T Lloyd in the building. He says, "I got Spence late after I think he mean snatching Bud's leg." I think that's what he mean. Huh?
I said he said Biff.
Yeah. Snatching Biff's leg. And salute to you, man. I appreciate you, man, in that super chat. I appreciate you coming through supporting the channel. And then we got the Queen Diana in the super chat. I appreciate you, Queen. Always showing love and support. And Ricky, man, them shows is dope, bro. We be, man, you know, me and her be going back and forth debating and shit, bro. I'll be loving it, man. But Big Dose, go ahead, man. What you got on this?
What up with you, bro? Salute
what
to
it do?
Everybody on the panel, man. What up with you? Doing all right?
Yes, sir, man. You already know.
Good to see you back, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, before I get off in the Bud and Spence, I just got a question, man. And I don't know because I had to step away. I don't know if y'all said anything about this, but we got a credible fighter right now whose promoter wants Shakur and Frank Martin. Why is nobody really talking about that? Because that is can't nobody say that ain't no credible fight for Shakur. And Spence is saying, I want Shakur. So that should be Shakur's next move, in my opinion. Because there goes somebody that's basically damn near on the same level with Shakur as far as notoriety. Shakur might be a little well more known than he is, but Frank Martin is fastly rising. So,
well, I mean, I answered that question because that's just talk, Big Dose, because I mean, Frank Martin circled back and he talked about that whole situation and he talked about what him and Errol Spence wants, and he says they both was on the same page to where he said, why would I fight Shakur? This is what Frank Martin said out of his own mouth. So we can move on after this. He says, why would me and Shakur fight right now? He says, I understand the bit. He said, would I fight him? Yeah, he said, but it wouldn't make no sense for me. And this is what Frank Martin is saying. Said it wouldn't make no sense for me and Shakur Stevenson to fight right now when we could wait. We could build a fight more down the line when I got a bigger name and when he got a bigger name, right? And we could make a big bag. He said, why waste that fight now? This is what Frank Martin said. He says, but, you know, I'm not turning down no smoke. He says, I just know and EJ know that it don't make sense right now. So, I mean, I don't even know. We don't need to talk about that because that's what Frank Martin said.
Yeah. And I seen that too, EBT. So, yeah, I feel where you're coming from when it come to that. It's hard to say anything different when the fighter himself is saying what you saying. But my only thing to that is, what the hell Frank Martin think he waiting on? Like, do we think he about to become some type of megastar or something? How? By fighting who? Fighting who? You can only become a megastar by beating, well, except for Tank, by beating the best.
He started late in the game. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he might become a star. He still got a lot of things to do. You know, how many fights Frank Martin got?
I don't know. I thought he had like 20-some fights.
And I don't know how many fights he got. You know, maybe somebody could look that up. But he only had one fight that anybody even really, you know what I'm saying? He fought Michelle Rivera. And, I mean, he still got a lot to do.
How much would that?
Shakur is a 2-division world champion You know what I'm saying? In his third division already. So I mean, and I'm not knocking Frank Martin. Frank Martin is the goods, but that fight don't really make sense right now. And then they under different promotional companies. Yeah, Errol Spence is his promoter, but he still fight under PBC. So they ain't finna make that fight right now. Let's just be realistic.
The only thing about that though is, like you said, Frank Martin started late. Frank Martin is up in age already. I mean, he's still under 30. What he's like 28? He's still under 30, but he ain't got a whole lot of time to make his stamp in the boxing game. And how much more would that shoot his notoriety up through the roof if he fought a Shakur and beat him?
Well, so he's 17-0, and I think it was 12 knockouts. 17-0 with 12 knockouts, I believe. Let me go back. What the hell did
that's it. 17.
Okay. So 17-0 with 12 knockouts. So he's still, bro. He's 28 years old, but I mean, he hasn't taken a lot of punishment. You know what I'm saying? And he started late, so he's not the same 28 that Gervonta Davis is.
So I hear what Frank Martin's saying, but then you got his promoter and Errol Spence just this past weekend saying, I want Frank Martin versus Shakur. Even though they don't talked about it and they don't say whatever they said together, he's still saying, I want it right now. But you know what I'm saying? So
that's what Errol Spence said?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, well, Shakur. Well, the thing is, if Errol Spence wants that, go holler at Bob and press to make the fight, because we know Shakur ain't turning down no smoke. So I mean, it is what it is. But I mean,
that's what I want to see for Shakur next, man. Frank Martin and him, man. That'll boost both of they. You
want to see that? Look, so Big Dose, you want to see that for Shakur, or do you want to see that for Frank Martin? I mean,
for both of them.
Big Dose,
both of them. And I say that I say that because Shakur's it's got a nice name. He's looked at as one of the, if not the pound for pound best boxer in the sport, up there. You know what I'm saying? So if Frank Martin can fight him and defeat him, that's gonna raise his stock. So what do Frank Martin have to lose?
Okay, but I mean, if Frank Martin fight him and lose,
it's still gonna raise his stock, especially if he make a good showing of himself.
So if Frank Martin fights Shakur Stevenson, I don't think that Shakur Stevenson is a big enough name for Frank Martin to fight and lose and still raise his stock. Now, if we're talking about a Gervonta Davis, if he fight Gervonta Davis and lose, it'd make a good showing. Then, yeah, that'll raise his stock. But I don't see him gaining nothing out of losing to Shakur Stevenson. And I think that he will lose to Shakur Stevenson. I don't see Frank Martin. I mean, I like Frank Martin. I think he's a hell of a fighter, but he ain't beating no Shakur Stevenson. That's my opinion.
He got a shot.
I mean,
I think he got a shot because
to me, he got a slim shot.
He got some decent pop. You know what I'm saying? His footwork is phenomenal.
Bro, he not on Shakur Stevenson level to me. But I mean,
let's see it. That's what I'm saying. See, instead of us just speculating and thinking, let's see it.
I mean, we saw him have trouble with fucking with Jackson Mariez. Jackson Mariez was giving him a lot of problems boxing. So I mean,
Shakur had trouble too.
When Shakur ever had trouble with anybody?
Shakur had trouble with let me see, who was that? Was it the Chinese guy?
You got to tell me.
The Chinese guy he just fought, the dude BFT called Shang Dong Fui.
Bro, he had trouble with the Chinese guy he just fought.
I'm saying he ain't just going there and just.
What are you talking about, bro? How he had trouble with him when he beat him every fucking round and then stopped him?
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Where are you getting this from? I want to know where you get this information from.
I mean, well, Shakur ain't really had trouble with nobody, to tell you the truth. Not too much. But
he ain't
I
never
still
had
want to see
trouble
it,
with
though.
nobody.
Yeah, I still want to see it though.
I think they talked about. I think they said that man. I think they talked about out of the 100 and something rounds that he's fought, he's only lost like, I forgot what it said, but it was crazy. He's the top in boxing when it comes to rounds won and fought and all of that. Like you ain't never really seen Shakur. You ain't never seen Shakur lose more than one round in a fight. Really?
That's
Name
true,
the fight
man.
that you seen him lose more than one round.
That's true, but that could be attributed to his competition too.
I mean, he's fighting solid competition. I'm not talking about this Japanese
Valdez
dude. Valdez was solid. Goddamn, Conceição was solid. Goddamn, who else? Who else? Nakatila. Nakatila beat the dog shit out of that fucking what's his name? The Mexican cat that was running shit at Top Rank for a minute at 130. Jeremiah Nakatila is solid as fuck. I think he got a fight coming up too. He fighting somebody that's solid too. But man, Shakur Stevenson, he got a solid resume.
Yeah, I mean, he got a
For sure,
decent. It's decent, but at 135, just want to see him step up, man. And I think
he just
Frank
got
Martin
there.
is the perfect fight for him to step up.
But he just got there. But come on, man, Big Dose, you know, just like I know, they not finna make no Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson fight right now. They just not finna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't man one of them gonna turn down the smoke, but it ain't about them.
I don't know if the people push for it, they might, man. If the people start showing a interest in it, instead of always talking about Shakur and Devin, Shakur and Tank, you know what I'm saying? Talk about Frank, throw Frank name in there too, man. Get people interested in it. We might get it. I mean, but you're right. I mean, I feel like it's got to be, you know, a big enough fight for them to do that cross promotional. That's true.
Why we can't talking about something that's more realistic, like Frank Martin and Isaac Pitbull Cruz? Like I love to see that fight. He ain't fought nobody like that yet. Like we can at least see that. They both over there with the PBC. Frank Martin and Isaac Pitbull beat somebody like Pitbull Cruz. That's going if he beats somebody like Pitt, if he gets a fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, right, and beat his ass, then that's gonna boost him up.
Not only is that going to
boost I agree. I agree that would be a good fight.
That takes that Gervonta Davis fight and Pitbull Cruz fight away, so we don't have to watch that again.
Right, exactly. But Big Dose, man, hey, Big Dose came in here and changed the whole show up, man. What you got real quick before I wrap it up on the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence situation, man?
What I got on that is I just wonder why it's taking so long, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like one fighter is in it, they heart is in it more than the other fighter, man. And I feel like I think I know why. I think Crawford heart is not really in it because he knows that this could definitely be a loss for him. And I think that him and his camp is very jealous of Errol Spence and Errol Spence's notoriety and fame. And I think that it will crush Bud to lose to Errol Spence and Errol Spence become undisputed. And plus his notoriety and fame shoot through the roof off whooping his ass. And I think that's what's taking so long, man.
So, I mean, because like I said, my thing is that when Errol Spence talks about Terence Crawford, he seems to believe whatever they talking about on the phone. Errol Spence seems to believe 100% that the fight is gonna happen, right? He like listening to him speak, he believes what Terence Crawford is telling him. So my thing is like, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but what is the holdup? Like, is Terence Crawford behind the scenes still asking to be able to approve expenses? Or has he backed up off of that? Because you're not finna come in my motherfucking house, right? And tell me how to do shit in my house. You're not gonna walk through the doors of my house and say, okay, I'm gonna need you to move this furniture over here, and I'm gonna need you to put that over here, and I'm gonna need you to put that mirror up over there. Motherfucker, this is my house.
Facts.
You're not gonna be able to go to PBC, right, and tell them what the fuck and run shit over there. Like, oh, I need to see this, and I need to be able to see this. All right, and my whole thing, bro, is I said this shit the other night on Knockout's channel, and I said the same shit when we was talking about Tank Davis. The fact still remains. Errol Spence has 3 titles. You have 1 belt. We shouldn't have to beg this man, right? Errol Spence shouldn't have to beg this man. PBC, Steven Espinoza, everybody shouldn't have to beg this man to take a fight with Errol Spence with everything on the line. It's not only 4 belts, right, that you can walk away with. Also, you might be the face of boxing, right? You're the A side with anybody you want to fight. It don't matter if it's Jermell, Charlo, whoever, right? If Errol Spence want to run it back, you're the A side, right? You number 1 pound for pound without any questions. You got all that on the line, and we got to talk about, man, well, why don't Terence Crawford want to take the fight? Wow. And then for Terrence best videos, man, right? We know that he fought David I've been sneezing. He made anywhere between $4 to $5 million in that fight. It's already been said, you know what I'm saying? It already came out and proved that the $10 million was a lie. So you mean to tell me he ain't gonna make more than $4 or $5 million with Errol Spence? Just asking.
Yeah, he is.
Especially if we feel like he can beat.
So what is the problem?
Especially if we feel like he can win, EBT. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you feel like he gonna win.
He's the same man, but hold on. And also, right, he is the same man that told me, you, and everybody, if I was Errol Spence, if I was in his position, I wouldn't care, you know, because I just want to prove that I can beat him. I wouldn't even care about the money or none of that. I just want to prove I can beat the man, you know. He's ducking me when he was over there on Top Rank, trying to pretend like it was Errol Spence that was ducking him, and he just wanted to fight Errol Spence to prove this and the money didn't matter. Yeah, we know that was a lie because his own promoter came out and told you that was a fucking lie.
Facts.
So
and he was over there in the ocean, talking about where you at, Spence, and now they in the same tank. He up under the false core and stuff. Hi,
John Nori. I mean, the link is pinned in the chat, John Nori. You can come up here and get some smoke. I got a little bit of time.
Bro, they about to fight. They about to fight. The fight's happening, bro.
I mean, hey, my thing is I don't think that Errol Spence is no goddamn fool. I don't think that his advisor is a goddamn fool. I don't think Steven Espinoza is a goddamn fool. So when he says that the negotiations are going a whole lot better than they were before, that he feels that the fight is definitely going to happen, he know more than we do. That's all I can say. You know, I just can't trust Terence Bud Crawford, you know, but I don't think that Errol Spence is a goddamn fool to put all of his trust into Terence Crawford and not have a backup plan. You feel me? He got to have a backup plan this time. And, you know, because once a man does some shit, hey, you know, you got to act accordingly to how he moves. You got to act accordingly to how he moves. And I feel they're going to do that this time. And I feel that they are doing that this time. But he feels like the fight is going to happen. We haven't heard none from Bud. We heard some from Loudmouth Bernie, and Bernie said that it's definitely going to happen. So Bud, right, if the fight doesn't happen this time, right, the fight don't happen, Bud Crawford might as well retire, because we know if we, I don't give a fuck if your name is John Nori, Terrence Best Videos, right? We know that the only reason this fight is being talked about and negotiated this long is because of Errol Spence pushing for the fight.
Keep this happening,
and can't nobody, hold on, and can't nobody come up here and prove to me that is not the reason why. Because if you say it, I'm gonna prove you why you fucked up and why you wrong.
And Terence Crawford even said that. Terence
Fight
Crawford
that.
said that Errol wants to fight.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. So
So-
but they're gonna fight, bro. They're
But
gonna fight.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If they don't fight in July, I think even some people are kind of trying to move on. If they don't fight in July, I really don't want to see them fight. Just let the young guys get the belts and just let the young guys go at it.
Don't worry. It's going down. It's going down.
If they don't fight in July,
Spence gonna want his lifetime check. They ain't gonna have it.
I'm gonna say this, right?
I don't want to see them fight.
I'm gonna say this to you, S1 Dubs. They have to have it. I feel what you're saying, but if they don't fight in July, they gotta have a motherfucking fight announced by June. They gotta have it in date. You know what I'm saying? If the fight ain't in July, you gotta have that shit announced by sometime early June. Or people just gonna be like you said, they ain't not finna be, on it no more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see it after. I don't want to see it. Errol can move on to 154. I'll still watch the fight. Him fight at 154. Terence can do whatever he's doing. Just let the young guys do what they do and give them a chance to shine. That's my whole thing. Now,
Man, EJ not trying to let none of these little young welterweights shine. He trying to get this money fight. I don't know why I think EJ is still this young fighter. This dude, man, he got a lot of damage on the wheels. He ain't got time to be fucking around not taking no big fight. This might be his only mega fight that he'll ever get in his career. I know you guys got a lot of love for Boots. I know y'all think real highly of Jamel Charlo. I mean, I'm not sure if they can build that fight up to the lengths that a Bud fight will be. That'd be a nice little step up fight if he can't get the Bud fight. But this is his fight. This is it.
but no,
This is it, guys.
So let me ask you something, Nori. John, is this it for Terence?
Yeah, this is definitely it for Terence. I don't see him taking no L. I don't see him how he gonna get no mega fight. Who else he gonna fight for a mega fight? He has no storyline or narrative with Jamel. Even if he did move up, that wouldn't be a big mega fight. That would be just a nice fight for us as hardcore fans. But he's not gonna get no bag from fighting Mel. This is it, guys. There is no alternative.
John, let me ask you. So, why is this fight even being negotiated and still talked about right now? Is it because of Terence or is it because of Errol Spence?
See, this is where me and my guy T differ. See, Bud's my favorite fighter, but I'm not delusional. I know scamming when I see scamming. Bud is scamming out here, man. He trying to get the biggest bag, and he using any kind of leverage he got. It's obvious he been doing that. But at the same time, Spence people, they some penny pinchers, man. I gotta keep it real. They penny pinchers. They've been penny pinching since 2019. All the executives been coming out saying, Bud, you got to cool out with what you're asking for. He has to be reasonable. I know that kind of language. I ain't trying to pay you nigga language. That's what that is.
yeah,
They've been penny pinching. Bud's been scamming, and this fight has been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. At the end of the day, both these fighters are not no young cats anymore. So they gotta get up. They gotta get up they square, negotiate, give something up, and make the fight.
Well, let me know what Bob Arum said, right? But when Bob Arum talked about the fight recently, right? He says the thing is, and we knew who he was talking about, right? He was talking about Terence Crawford. He says that Terence Crawford wanted a whole lot of money up front. That's why it didn't even happen when it was at top rank. He says Terence Crawford wanted a whole lot of money up front. And
I believe that.
He said he wasn't willing to bet on himself. He says with a fight like that, when you're dealing with a fighter like Terence Crawford, that the numbers don't add up. We know that Terence, like his numbers doesn't add up. So if you ask him for 20 million up front, 25 million up front, and I'm just throwing numbers out there, right? But you've never made that. If you never generated that in the fight, what Bob Arum was saying is, I understand that, but I'm not going to give him that. So in order, right, to make the fight happen, he was trying to get Terence Crawford to bet on himself. Sound familiar, right? So PBC was doing the same shit. Okay, well, your numbers are not adding up, so we can't pay you this huge guarantee. First of all, PBC don't pay their fighters huge guarantees, right? Any of those superstars, Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence, Porter, when he was in the game, they all bet on themselves, right? They all are like, okay, we cool with taking a $3 million guarantee, and then we'll make the rest of our money on the back end. And when you talk to any of those fighters, they all told you, oh, man, we making this shit, man. Bob Arum offered us this, man. We've been making that. We've been making that type of money. Eddie Hearn offered us this. We've been making that type of money, right? So they was all good with the money that they was making back end. So they make a lot of money on the back end. So they're telling Terence Crawford, okay, we're not going to offer you no big-ass fucking mega upfront money, but what we will do, if you because Terence Crawford's whole thing, and I even heard Terrence's best video said, well, we know the fight is going to make $100 million. We know the fight is going to do okay. If you know that, cool. We're not telling you that it's going to generate $100 million, $150 million. But Terence Crawford believes that. So if you believe that it's going to generate that much money, cool. Bet on yourself, and we'll either give you a low guarantee, like a $3 million or something like that, like we do everybody else, and then you're gonna make all the money on the back end. Bob Arum said he was trying to talk Terence Crawford into doing the same thing. That's why the fight wasn't made, because Bob said he wanted us as the promoter to take all of the risk, and he didn't want to take any risk.
I fought it and I can't get up.
So who wants to fight? I don't know.
I see it. T, mute yourself, T.
So at the end of the day, one fighter is like, I'm cool. I'm cool with what they projected me to get. I didn't have a problem with it. The other fighter didn't want to take any chance of betting on himself. You not only have the PBC telling you that, right? You also had Bob Arum, his old promoter, telling you that's why the fight didn't happen when he was with Top Rank, because he wasn't willing to bet on himself. He just wanted all the money up front, and he wanted the promoter to take all of the chance when the promoter looking at your motherfucking numbers, and you're not doing nowhere near those numbers. But he like, okay, well, if I fight Errol Spence, I know it's going to do this. Okay, well, cool. If that's what you think it's going to do that, cool. But as a promoter, I'm not going to take the chance and say that we know this fight is going to do X amount of numbers when you've never produced X amount of numbers. And when the fighter that you fighting, he ain't never even produced X amount of numbers. Hold on. But now you're just going to tell us that this fight is going to generate this much of money, right? It's not going to work. If you're running a business, John Norrie, you're not going to work like that, right? You're not going to work like that if you're running a business. Can't nobody tell you, well, I think this is going to do this, so we need you to come on. It don't work like that, bro. The numbers got to show. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, they didn't even get big ass guarantees. They got small guarantees, and they got the rest of their money on the back end. So what makes Terence Crawford better than any of them when he does less numbers, less viewership than all of them? His gates are lower than all of those fighters that I just named. So how are you running shit? How are you telling them how to do business? But you're not even willing to take a chance on yourself.
I think what happened is he was with Top Rank, and he got used to that prima donna lifestyle where he didn't have to promote himself. He didn't have to get a promotional company. He didn't hire a PR firm to get him out there, to get his name out there or anything. He just got the guarantees and just put it in the bank. You know, it was an easy way to make a living, right? He didn't do the hard work. You know, with Errol.
Well, he did hard work. I mean, let's not do that.
Fight. He did fight. I'm not saying he He didn't do. I'm just saying on the
I mean,
business.
nobody was hyping up Bud, dog. He had no hype coming out the Olympics. He didn't go to the Olympics. He didn't really have no hype coming out of amateurs. He did work.
But no, but what I'm saying is on the business side of it.
He had HBO behind him.
Yeah. But on the business side of it, you have to get out here like Errol. Errol hired people to promote him on social media in the beginning. Like he really put forth the money to build his brand and that kind of thing. But I think with Terence, and I'm not saying, I think he got with Top Rank and he got comfortable. Top Rank wasn't promoting him. He wasn't doing much to promote himself. He was just getting the guarantees, and it's a good gig if you can get it. I'm not saying, but now you're in a position where you have to fight, and you're in the arena with people who actually been working on their side. Errol's been working on his image and his and his public relations and getting out there with the celebrities and all this kind of stuff. Like he's been doing that. He's been paying people to do that in the beginning. So now Terence finds himself at a disadvantage because now he's a free agent and he's like, shoot, I didn't build my brand. Right now he's out here trying to negotiate, and I guess maybe he's having a little difficulty with that. But I think that's just what happened, and there's nothing he can do at this point. He's got to take what he can get if he wants his fight. I mean, he wants people to pay for him, to pay for this, to come out of their pockets to pay all of the expense for this fight and give him this huge guarantee. And I just
believe it or not, that's what promoters do.
Why would somebody do
That's
that?
what the promoters used to do.
You want to know why? You want to know why he would do it? Let me just jump in real quick, T. I'm gonna pass it right to you, T.
We got to wrap it up and let my man Steph go because I got to get off after this because I'm running out of time now. So we got to wrap it up real fast. Let me let Steph get in real quick, man. Because he just jumped in, then like I said, we got to get ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, what's going on, E? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Word up. Salute to you guys in the panel. Just getting off work. Yeah, I've been listening. It's been kind of an exciting week amongst the boxing news, and then you got Big Fish. He's finally talking, right? He's finally talking. To me, when I look at the landscape, things have been so slow. It seems like he's almost about to expose Bud now, and the reason why this fight hasn't really happened is because there is, like BF said, there's no pressure on Bud to fight him. But there's about to be some pressure now, and I call it old media. So think the Stephen A. Smiths, think Max Kellerwoman, they can't protect him anymore. So they eventually, expect in the next 90 to 100 days, next 3 months, it's going to be building on, and eventually they're going to be like, yo, man, fight this dude. But if you ask me again, no fight. I've not seen anything from Bud Crawford at all that lets me know that he's going to fight him. And I'll tell you why, gentlemen. He don't want to take that ass beating. It's not that he's scared of EJ. He's scared of the bright lights and getting his ass beat. That's what I think. And it's just too much. Now, I think EJ is going to put the pressure on him, right? And it's going to hurt the ego. We're going to get pretty close. He's going to appease the fans again, just like last summer. And I know Big Fish is talking, they talking and talking. But all the excuses, I mean, all that shit is corny, man. That's not, to me, lies. He's not going to fight this man.
I don't think that the fans and the public, and I don't even think on Errol Spence's side, they're gonna wait no 90 days. It's crunch.
Yeah, well,
crunch
sorry to y'all, but shit, fucking plane. Yeah, about that. You see, to me also, Big Fish low key is done, gentlemen. There's no one to fight besides Bud Crawford, and I presumably think Mel, but we all know that that's there's some hurdles to get through to that, but even then, Mel has already cleaned out 54. There are no big names up there. Big Fish is big time, gentlemen. He's big time. He's not going to just fight no random dude. He only wants the Smoker Championship. And right now, he's calling for Crawford, but Crawford is running for his life, and I don't blame him. You're gonna get your ass beat down. Think about all the fights that Big Fish has been in, man. If he doesn't KO you or TKO you, he beats the crap out of you for 9-10 rounds, man. I don't think Bud wants to go through that. So again, he's going to appease us again, and everyone's gonna get really excited, get ninth grade hard about this shit. But no, he hasn't even been on record saying he is gonna fight the guy or would like to fight the guy. He's got all these other minions saying all this crap, but you know, hey, we're all boxing fans, and this is what we want. I just still think we won't. I just still think we don't get it, man. I mean,
well,
I haven't. The way I've been kind of judging, especially something like this magnitude.
Okay, I got to get ready to wrap it up.
Even now, the ops.
No, Steph, I got to get ready to wrap it up.
We talking about what?
Steph.
What could possibly be the holdup?
Steph, I got to get ready to wrap it up.
Be the holdup. No one can answer for me. I'm not really worried about it.
Steph, I got to get ready to wrap. It up, dog. But man, I hear you. Like I said, we do know that EJ, he's training. He in training camp, so we gonna see. But this man said getting ninth grade hard. Hey, oh shit, dog. You something else, Steph. Hey, but man, y'all make sure that y'all hit the like button, man. Great show. Great show. I hope y'all had, fun in the chat. I appreciate everybody that came through in the chat. Appreciate everybody that came up on the panel, man. We will run it back. I'll be back. I don't know when I'm going to do another live, but, I'm going to be back.
Can you hear me now, E? My bad.
Huh?
I said, can you hear me now? Fuck.
Yeah. We heard you, man. We heard everything you said, but I got to wrap it up now. But yeah, man, another great show. Like I said, I hope y'all was entertained. And y'all already know how I do, man. Salute to everybody in the building, everybody that was on the panel. And my man, $1 Trillion Dreams, in the super chat, he says, so what y'all going to say if Bud embarrasses EJ, knocks him out? Will you show up on the podcast the day after? You talking to me? I don't like for real, like EJ, my guy, right? But if Bud beats Errol Spence, I'm gonna say that Bud was the better man. Like I'm not invested in none of these fighters like that. I'm not finna go off and cry. Like I'm too goddamn grown. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, I look like in my 40s crying about a man losing the boxing fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that shit is not gonna move me either way. I'm gonna actually be glad that I got to see who was the best fighter between them. But anyway, man, I appreciate you, my man, $1 Trillion Dreams. And everybody in the building. But Steph, I gotta wrap it up. So
one more thing to that super chat. If he could knock him out, he would fight him already, but he hasn't. Y'all be well. Be cool. Talk to you soon.
Right. Real talk. But man, I appreciate everybody that came through, show love and support. And I'm out. Y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone, y'all.